and today I'm going to be doing a video, instructional video on martial arts, aka Mantu arts. Mantu arts. This time we're going to be talking about footwork. It's probably the best place to start whenever you're doing any type of movement, whether it be dance, any this. I'm going to be bringing it from an African context. So in Africa, a lot of the Mantu arts or martial arts, the way where it's very rhythmic, you know. So with that being said, there's a lot of dancing elements, a lot of footwork elements to all of the movements. Sort of like in karate where you have the kata, you know, all of the set movements in place. Dancing serves as the kata of African Mantu arts. So what I'm going to do is take three variations of African dance and Mantu arts and show you how they're the same thing, starting with footwork. So if you can see my feet about shoulder width apart, a little bit pointed diagonally out. Now I'm going to base, and this is going to be my active, ready base position. So from capoeira, which is the Afro-Brazilian Mantu art. And in this, you go back, and then you go forward, back, and you sway. This is what's called the jinga. And there's many different variations. I can go to Hejanal jinga. I can go in Tunga. You know, any type of jinga, you know, down the street, I'm just standing at the corner. That's the jinga. The jinga is very the falso shit, which is machete fencing from Colombia. I'm going to show you what that looks like. So from the base position, same one in your legs, you're going to do the same movement as the jinga, except it's inverted. That means instead of going back stepping, you're going to be stepping forward to the point of the triangle. And by the way, you're going to be making all of the movements. That's the shape that you keep in your mind when you're doing footwork for these arts. Triangle. So put my front foot back to the base, and I'm here. You know, normally I would have a stick, a machete, and here's where I'm flowing. This is my movement, right? So instead of doing this, I'm going back, forward in the base. I'm going back into the base, forward one step, back into the base, forward one step, back into the base, forward one step. And that's just an example of how it's used. So you get into a rhythm of slicing, attacking, and going back and defending. Third form of footwork is actually from a dance, and it's from a dance many people know, African American breakdancing, and kind of have their own jinga, move theirs in the back flips and the special type flips movements. That's what it always comes back to. Same way in capoeira, where is the base for every single kick. Same thing in breakdancing. It's called the up rock. I think I'm saying that correctly.
Top rock.
Top rock. Thank you to Nikolai, because he knows more about breakdancing. All right. So the top rock is pretty much like a falso, except you're just putting more. You're just freestyling it. You know, like it's just a dance move. It's just if you had some hip hop music, if you had a beat, simple drum. I'm freestyling. I'm messing around, but that's what you want. Be a playful, light on your feet, you know, loose type movement. And the only way you're ever gonna be loose is your feet have to always be moving. One of the main things about African mind is that never stop moving, specifically their legs or any type of their part of their body. So. So with that, those are the three main footwork in most African martial arts. Mantu arts. I'm gonna start saying Mantu, so y'all gotta catch on. Next video, I'm not gonna say martial one time. You know why? Mars is the Roman god of war. Do I look Roman to you? Do I look Italian? Mantu, the Kemetic, you guys know it as Egyptian, god of war. I'm not Egyptian, but I'm African. So I gotta represent for African Mantu arts. You start.
Peace, guys. I got another one I want you to look at real quick, and then we're going to get into some pretty good stuff. So just stay tuned. Let me share this other one. Give me just a minute, guys.
You go check out this video and his channel. He makes great content. But I wanted taking an angle that I have not yet seen covered. Instead, we're to examine war, looking at his life prior to coming to Japan, and how his own notions of combat and war may have differed to that of the samurai during the Sengoku Jidai. And most importantly, answering the big question of why today we can even call Yasuke a samurai. So, with that said, let's dive in. To start things, Yasuke arrived in Japan. Yasuke was East Africa, although the common that he was Mozambique. Lockley believes that Yasuke was actually Dan. Now, although Yasuke was from Northeast Africa, that is probably not where he was at the Jesuits. Rather, he was actually employed by the Jesuits while in India, which of course begs the question of what was he doing in India? Well, long story short, it is believed that Yasuke was probably a Habshi, a man of East Africa who had been likely enslaved by Arab traffickers and brought to India. This was actually something that had become common, utilizing the African slave trade to bring a slave workforce or military presence abroad. This had been going on for some time. We can see Arab factions doing this, and later one through the port of Goa. In Yasuke's case, he was used likely as an enforcer or bodyguard of sorts. He would have been trained as a warrior, and later, when he came into Portuguese, used to help establish a growing Portuguese colonial presence. By this point, he would have still been a slave. Yet over time, it is plausible, like other Habshi, he came to be a mercenary of sorts, a warrior in service to whoever paid him for his services. To this end, we also start to see other Habshi warriors akin to him becoming rather wealthy in their line of work, dressing in fine clothes and affording the best weapons of the age. In fact, during Yasuke's lifetime, India would even see the rise of a legendary Habshi leader named Malik Ambar, who would bring rival lords to heel. But as we know, Yasuke's destiny did not lie in India, although his time there would have molded him into a great and wealthy warrior. His services would eventually be bought by Jesuit missionaries on their way east, as he would be employed as a bodyguard. He was hired by the Jesuits when he was still a young man, perhaps 19, yet by and combat, and it is important to remember that he would not have were it not for Yasuke was a fine warrior, proficient with a spear, but potentially also skilled with daggers or even swords, as other Habshi warriors often depicted to carry. He would have been familiar with styles of warfare present in India during the 1500s, a usage of artillery and firearms, but also still the melee weapons of old, coarse elements. However, he would soon come to discover a yet different landscape of conflict. By 1579, Yasuke arrived in Japan, alongside the Jesuits he was in service to. They arrived in Kuchinotsu, a minor port on the island of Kyushu, the island in which almost all foreign trade flowed into Japan at this time. Now, here's where things start to cross over into my most recent Sengoku Jidai episode. Kuchinotsu, which was located in the province of Hizen, was at this point under the rule of the Arima clan. As we know from the most recent episode, the Arima were at odds with the major power in the province, the Ryazoji. This would all come into play largely 5 years later, in 1584, at the Battle of Okitanawate, where through the aid of not only Western weapons, allies, and even the Shimazu, the Arima would be able to successfully defeat the Ryazoji. A battle in which we will come to see later, Yasuke actually may have been present in. Now, I have made it clear in the past that many Japanese clans welcomed Westerners and Western influences into their domains, not only as a form of trade and securing weapons, but also, in some cases, also due to Christianity, which had begun to take hold of various lords across Japan. At this Western trade even largely accepted across the country, and it is important to remember that this was also a precedent that was being displayed by none other than the great unifier Oda Nobunaga, who by 1579 was at nearly the height of his power. Nobunaga welcomed the West with open arms. Not only did he have a fascination with Western weaponry, but also clothing, food, and culture. If Nobunaga had lived and succeeded in unifying Japan, we may have seen the country start to embrace more and more Western influence, largely because leaders like Nobunaga saw the great advancements and innovations Westerners could provide. It led to the evolution of a very different Japan than the country we know today. Getting back to Yasuke, nature of the warring period in Japan that would come to be known as the Sengoku Jidai, a turbulent time when samurai clans all across the country were fighting for regional dominance. And if things were incredibly climactic, Europeans had in Japan in the middle of this warring age, turning the 11. Yet by 1579, the sight of foreigners in Japan, although still strange, was becoming a bit more normal. Yasuke is believed to have traveled along who are largely remembered for their embrace of Christianity under Otomo Sorin. The Otomo, too, like they were off against the powerhouse that was the clan. From there, Yasuke and the Jesuits moved eastward towards the capital, Kyoto, all along the way being a bodyguard to the Jesuits as they interacted exposed to Japanese and particularly formal samurai culture. It is in the early stages of his journey across Japan that he would have started to form the idea in his head of who the samurai were and how they act warriors. One of the initial things Yasuke may have found difficult in Japan was discerning who held power. A system of ranks that was present in Europe and other parts around the world did not exist the same way in Japan. Although hierarchies in familial ties was still a staple, there was also a lot of status by merit. Samurai in charge, although there is in his head he was continually comparing Japanese warrior ways to the idea of warriors he had known from his time in India. This isn't because often the idea gets thrown about that Yasuke was picked up by the Jesuits straight from Africa, not more realistically from India. Placing together the idea of Yasuke being enslaved as a child and torn away from his village, only to be raised as a slave warrior and endure harsh treatment masters, would have definitely left him with some awful trauma, both mentally and physically as a warrior, which brings us right into his path to becoming a Hapshi in India. Through this lifestyle, his perception of warrior cultures and warfare would have been developed and comparable to different warrior societies he was exposed to. In fact, India to a vast amount of different warrior societies, from Gauls to the Rajput to forces of the Bengal Sultanate. We can assume Yasuke would have had been at least aware, and although likely did not surprise him at all to fighter. In terms of actual warfare itself, although at this point Yasuke was yet to warfare firsthand, it was still laid out for him to grasp. Spear lines of foot soldiers led by samurai commanders of heavy cavalry that had Japanese craft ever since the arrival of Europeans in 1543. By 1579, the idea of how stunning display at the Battle of Nagashi marked a warfare, and although samurai did differ much from what Yasuke may have experienced in India, as bloody melee engagements. In fact, one of the primary things that differ may be the swords.
Can y'all hear now?
It is believed that Yasuke served Nobunaga as an attendant, guarding his chambers, accompanying him during travel, and being a form of personal guard like he had been to the Jesuits. It's quite easy to see that all the ways Nobunaga first utilized Yasuke were also ways that effectively showed him off. He was often on display for all to see and fear, a large, powerful, dark-skinned warrior. He was in time given a residency, a short ceremonial sword, servants, and a stipend. We can fully call Yasuke an employed member of the Oda clan. He would share many conversations with Nobunaga, who maintained a fascination with him. Their relationship may have even stretched into the realm of intimacy, something that was common among samurai, being that many of them were indeed bisexual. It is also interesting to note that Yasuke may have even taken part in some sumo wrestling, as it is depicted in a famous illustration of Nobunaga overwatching a match, one of the participants easily shown to have black skin. In time, it was rumored that Yasuke would even be appointed to lordship with his own castle by Nobunaga, something that would have marked the height of his own status in Japan. So, going down the list, he was employed by the Oda, and as a warrior in service to Nobunaga himself, was gifted a sword and in line for a castle. It is quite easy to say that Yasuke had become a form of samurai. It is important to keep in mind that during this period in samurai history, as I have stated before, ashigaru, common foot soldiers, could ascend to the rank of Thus, it mattered not what your family lineage was at this point in time. Anyone through service could become a samurai. The only argument right here that would call Yasuke not a samurai would be on the basis of him simply not being Japanese. An argument I would, in this case, throw out the window. It is believed that Yasuke did come to see combat under the Oda clan and finally experienced samurai warfare firsthand. No doubt his physical and martial put to success on the battlefield. This would have also perhaps been his first experience with head taking, maybe even head viewing ceremonies. His stint as a samurai under the Oda, as we know, was not destined to last forever. As chapter saga, he was present during the incident when Akechi Mitsuhide betrayed Nobunaga and attacked his compound. Yasuke would have fought bitterly for his lord, yet would be overwhelmed. Yasuke's story does not end here with the death of Nobunaga, although this is the point where his story does start to trail off, leaving many to speculate what happened next for him. But in the series of events that Thomas Lockley supports, Yasuke is believed to have been captured during the incident at Honnoji, only to later be reunited with the Jesuits. He may not actually under Hideyoshi, the man who would truly succeed, but it also may have went back. It is suspected that he returned back to Hizen province, to the Arima clan, the first samurai clan he had encountered when he had first arrived in Japan. It is here he may have later taken part in the Battle of Okitanawate, which once again we just covered in the latest Sengoku Jidai series episode. This story is backed up by 10 African man present during the battle. Here, once again, his story would trail off. There are many ideas may have died at Okitanawate, or perhaps survived and stayed a sampan. Other ideas speculate him returning to the service of the Jesuits, or even finding a new life as a sailor or pirate. Whatever the case, he surely left his mark on history. Today, Yasuke has become a cultural icon, whose story continues to gain more and more interest as the years go on. Although firmly rooted in history, he still remains a mysterious and perplexing figure, the first and only African man who became a samurai during Japan's most iconic age, the Sengoku Jidai. Countless stories and depictions of him have appeared over the years, trying to paint the image of who he really was, through TV shows, to games, to manga, to anime, to more. Yasuke continues to return, ensuring that his story continues to live on to this day. Once again, I want to thank Thomas Lockley for reaching out to me and for making this video with me. If you want to learn more about the true story of Yasuke, please go check out his book, which once again, you can find a link in the description. It really is a great read.
What do you guys think about that?
But with that said, thank you for watching.
Something real quick. Quick little picture too. I want you to see on this information. We're going to get to read some stuff here. All right. And knowing these particular arts being, how can we say, go to the window. Okay, there we go. Okay, guys. So this particular picture here, let me pull it up. It kind of shows you the African origins of martial arts. This is Mantu, Montu, Mantu arts, and it is known as the father of martial art combat systems. So basically, it is the original or the originate of martial arts. So when we think about anything of the Samaru, the anything else that we've talked about when it comes to these reconstructions of the land, when we're thinking about all the different videos, the information we talked about, I'm going to get into a little of that stuff this evening. So keeping in mind, you guys can see this was, showing you this is what they were doing then. It's the same arts. Kemet knew Kam is a person that provided this picture. And this shows the origins of the African martial arts. Going back to where? What do we say about Africa, guys? We say that Africa is actually, let me go pull this up for you guys as well. Africa is over in where? Asia. They say Africa. And I say it comes from where? Now, I don't know if you guys have actually seen the video I've done on the TIRTHANKARAS. There's part 1 and there was a part 2. Peace, brother. Peace to you, Sean. Red Squid, peace, peace. Yes, so if you haven't seen that, I suggest you go back and see it. It's a lot of information. I'm not going to go over all of it, but I'm going to read a little bit of this to you guys right here. When it comes to the TIRTHANKARA, we're going to think about going back to ancient cosmology of things that are dealing with the Buddhism, Judaism, things of that nature. But with the sacred of the TIRTHANKARA, these things all go back to melanated being. Let's just say that. We don't want to get into the black, the white, the this, and that, because right after that, I want to talk to you guys about that, the separation, and giving a little more information or insight into that stuff that you guys already probably know, of course, but we're going to kind of discuss it, okay? Now, when it comes to the TIRTHANKARA, right, it's in Jainism, right? And the TIRTHANKARA is sacred. And in English, literally, it's a forward maker. If you go back to the video, I'm not going to get into the description, but the forward maker tells you what it is. It's a formation in certain ways, this, and that. So that's why it's important that you go watch that video. And the spiritual teacher of the Dharma, which is a righteous path, right? The word TIRTHANKARA signifies the founder of a tirtha, which is a fordable passage across the sea of interminable births and death, right? In the samsara. According to James, and TIRTHANKARA is an individual who has conquered the samsara. They have conquered the samsara, the cycle of death and rebirth, on their particular own. As we went over before, this is kind of talking about the rebirth, death and rebirth. We're thinking about Christ, right? They say the birth, the death, and the rebirth of Christ, so on and so forth. So just keeping that in mind. So this is a rebirth on their own, and it made a path for others to follow, allowing others to follow in the path of the rebirth. After understanding the true nature of the self or soul, the TIRTHANKARA attains the Kabbalah Juna, which is an omni-science. The Tirthankara provides a bridge for others to follow the new teacher from samsara to moksha, which is a liberation. And in that liberation, just taking you to another space, so on and so forth. As you guys can see on this picture, it shows you that the Buddhists that they talk about, or the Buddhism that they tell you when it comes to all of that, it shows you that these were Afro-headed, copper-colored people. Some of them were different colored, blue. This is like a state of being when you're looking at these colors. Don't get confused when it comes to colors, and we're thinking about like racism. We're going to get into that in a minute. Racism is just a tool to use against us in so many different ways, and I'm going to discuss that really. In Jain cosmology, the wheel of time is divided in two halves. It's Sarpani, which is an ascension time cycle, and the Asvar Sarpani, the descending time cycle, said to be the current now. Basically, the transcending or the ascending and the descending. Obviously, meeting in the middle would be now. In each half of the cosmic time cycle, exactly 24 Tirthankaras grace this part of the universe. There have been an infinite number of Tirthankaras in the past time periods. The first Tirthankara in the first Tirthankara in this present time cycle is the Hindu Avsarpani, was Rishthanatha, who is credited for formulating and organizing humans to live in a society harmoniously. Now, the 24th and last Tirthankara of the present half cycle was Mahabara Swami Ji. Hold on, I want to go up a little bit so you guys can see that. And this was 599 BC to 527 BC. What the time periods it says. So Mahari, also known as Verdhamani, was the 24th Tirthankara of Jainism. He was the spiritual successor of the 23rd Parshavani Mahavani, and was born in the early part of the 6th century BCE into the royal Jain family of birth. Okay, of India. His mother name was blah, blah, blah. We don't get into all that, but it's India, it's Sunny India. And you see the brown, dark brown, copper. If you guys went into, hold on a second. If you guys saw the video I did the other day on the, what is it? The swastika. You guys can see that here as well. You see the swastika right here. Very important role in that. If you didn't go watch that video on the swastika and the information pertaining to the things in there, also information pertaining to martial arts and going back into the Buddhism and things of that nature. All these videos that I do, guys, they all tie in. I told you we're going to do Bible dissemination and a lot of things that are going to be clarifying. So I hope you guys are, keeping track. The 20, as I said, okay, history records in the existence of the Mahabharata and his predecessor in the 23rd. The Tirthankara organizes the Sangha, a fourfold order of male and female monastics and Shravakas. The male follows the Shravaka and the female followers. The Tirthankara teachers form the basis for the Jain canons, the inner knowledge. The Tirthankara is believed to be perfect and identical in every aspect, and their teachings do not contradict one another. However, the degree of elaboration varies according to the spiritual advancement and the purity of society during their period of leadership. The higher the spiritual advancement and the purity of the mind of the society, the lower the elaboration that's required. While the Tirthankaras are documented and reverenced by Jains, their grace is said to be available to all living beings, regardless of their religious orientation. Now, you guys remember we did the video the other day, and I showed you those monks. With the monks, right? Remember, they were on that big, large hill, right? On that hill, and then I showed you the inside of the monastery, if I'm saying it right, monastad or whatever it is. I don't know, but the inside of the temple that they had, right? All the gold they had in there. When we know that gold resonates with the frequency within our body, it gives a certain energy. This is where the monks are. They go there. They leave their family. They don't have any contact with the outside world. And this thing is literally one of the highest places on earth because of how high the mountain is. It literally is touching the skies. Like the clouds are like going around it and through it. Like if you didn't see that video, make sure you go back and check that out. So these monks, right, would have been the Tirthankaras of the old times. This is a very old place. You can see by the way that it was built that a lot of that land has been moved away. The earth when it, starts to deteriorate over time. So you can tell that it was, a little more space the way they built it because it's literally like on the edge. So you guys got to go see that. So they are Aryans who, after attaining the Kabbalah, which is a pure infinite knowledge, it's a pure infinite knowledge. They preach the true Dharma. We went into Dharma. If you didn't see that, again, I'm going to say, make sure you guys go back and go see that because I like to go into depth and give you explanations. We went into checking everything. YouTube, stop playing with my viewers and leave my shit alone. I'm not with it. True Dharma. So we went into all of that, the explanations. I broke down everything so you guys can make sure that you go back and see that. So an Arihart is also called the Jina, victor. That is one who has conquered the inner enemies such as anger, attachment, pride, greed, the ego, right? They dwell exclusively within the realm of their soul and are entirely free of the kashayas, which is the inner passions and the personal desires of a person, the things that you lust after, so on and so forth. So as a result of this, the unlimited siddhas or the spiritual powers are readily available to them, which they use exclusively for the spiritual elevation of living beings through the darsana, the divine vision, the deshna, divine speech. They help each other in attaining the Kabbalah Nana and the Moksha, a final liberation to anyone seeking it sincerely. I don't want to read too much more of this because I'm going to, keep it going, but I don't want this video to get too long because it could if I keep running my damn mouth about everything. But when it comes to it, right, it's letting you know that this is an elevational spirit and enlightenment and ascension of a spiritual being. So what I, always talk to you guys about when it comes to elevating your spirit beyond the physical. That would mean like taking yourself outside of the physical self. The same thing you do when you go to sleep. That's what happens, whether you know it or not. Your soul actually leaves your body. It's gone to other places, But if you're connected to yourself spiritually in a certain depth, you would be able to know that ascension process even in your sleep. You'd be able to like travel and do different things and so on and so forth. So that's a matter of depth, right? So when it comes to it, thinking about the spirituality of a Tirthankara, what happens is they actually are able to ascend by actually dying and rebirthing themselves in the spirit, dying of the flesh, the death of the flesh and the birth of the spirit, going into a spiritual ascension, right? Okay, I can read this. Tirthankaras are let me see, I left something, I think. No, I think I wanted to read one more time. Okay. The word, the meaning. The word Tirthankara signifies the founder of the Tirtha, which means the Tirtha is used to refer to a pilgrimage site as well as 4 sections of that Sangha, which we know the 4 sections would be the meaning, right in the center, which means the formidable passage across the sea. We know what they're talking about, in the interminable births and deaths called the samsara. So that's like, a person dies, they come back, you've been here before, I know I'm just coming back into this place, so on and so forth. These various teachings, teaching gods, ford makers, crossing makers, and makers of the river crossing. If you guys are looking if you guys want to check that out, I want you to take time to look this up. I'm going to put it in the chat for you. And yeah, I think that's important for you to check out. Okay. Now, down here, Jain texts propound that a special type of karma. We know about karma, right? We hear we're very familiar with karma, right? We're very familiar with that. So when it comes to the karma, the Tirthankara, the nama karma which is what raises a soul to the supreme status of the Tirthankara. That's the elevation. That's the ascension. Tatbara Satra, which is a major Jain text, lists 16 observances which lead to the bondage of this particular karma, right? So purity of right faith, reverence, observance of vows and supplementary vows without transgression. Whatever you commit to, make sure you're not doing with any malice. Ceaseless pursuit of knowledge. This is me. Ceaseless pursuit of knowledge. Perpetual fear of the cycle of existence. Giving gifts, charity. This is me as well. This is me as well. Perpetually fear of the cycle of existence. Practicing austerities according to one's capacity. That's a smart thing to do. Removal of obstacles that threaten the equanimity of ascetics. Serving the meritorious by warding off evil or suffering, fighting against these things, always trying to elevate, making things in a better spirit, a good life. Devotion to omniscient lords, chief preceptors, and scriptures, the things that we know are omniscient. We're not looking at religion. We're looking at the things that someone say the most high, God. Oh, I know there's something. I don't want to put a name on it, or so on and so forth. How can you name something that is any and everything, right? Practice of the 6 essential daily duties, the things you need to do in Jainism. We talked about that in the video before. I went over them very thoroughly. Propagation of the teachings of the omniscient. So basically making sure that you are teaching what is from the heart, what is true, what is good, what is fair, and what is perfect for giving of yourself to others, charity work, all these things. Fervent affection for one's brethren, following the same path, loving those that are on the same path as you. If a person is not on the same path as you, you may not have the same things in common. You may not be on the same path. So you cannot take your time to, waste time with these people if they're not, in the same lines as you, right? Okay, so I don't want to read much more of that because I'll get into a lot of it, as you guys know. I want to talk a little bit about some of the things that we have been reviewing. This is going to be just a quick review. As I said, this video won't be very, very long, unless someone has any questions. But when it comes to the things that we've been going over, showing you the things, we've been showing you the pathogens to the earth. We're thinking about the pathogens. We're thinking about what parasites. What are parasites? We talked about these things that actually can contaminate your body. They can go inside your body, do certain things. These are tapeworms. These are bacterial that are not promoting any type of health in the body. These are certain things that are against the organic human body in general. Things that are against the organic human body, a lot of times they actually come against the mind, because the mind is actually a large part of what goes on mentally. If the mind is not able to function thoroughly with the proper amino acids due to certain chemicals and certain things that you're putting into your body, certain things you're breathing in, certain things that you're watching on TV, all these things actually literally affect your physical body. So when you're having these things going on, you're not able to coincide with the perfect elements of thinking, because your mind is not always on what it should be, right? So you have to make sure that your body is clean, your body is clear, you're able to tap into what you need. Your body tells you what you need. Your body will start to tell you, oh, you're deficient in something by the reaction of what's going on. But you have to know yourself. You have to know your body. You have to know, oh, I feel a little sluggish today. I may need something to stimulate some energy in my body. I'm low on frequency right now. These things are important to your body and able to maintain perfect health so that you're keeping your mind right. I'm going to read a couple of things to you guys, right? I don't want to pull all the different things up, but I'm going to pull a couple of verses up. It says, so God created man in his own image. In the image of God created he him. Male and female created he them. So he created them. We're thinking about the first creation. There's 2 creations, whether you guys know it or not. This is why I want to do a lot of dissemination of the Bible. The 2 creations, or we're thinking about the 2 creations, one was the original, man that was made in God's image, made him he and she in our image, right? We heard that. Then we're talking about Adam and Eve, which is the secondary coming of the serpent seed child that was smitten, and that seed has been planted all over, right? The reason I think it's important for you guys to understand what's going on with the Tirthankara and the Asian invasion, I'll call it. We're not talking about an invasion over here. We're talking about an invasion that is going on over the lands over there, the other great land. They say Africa, Asia, all these places that are named after certain things that are a certain persuasion, per se. When it comes to what's going on with the switching, let's say that, the overhaul of people to plot and take and steal land, to claim a land as theirs, to say this is a land they originate from. Power off. To say, I forgot I'm about to play a video. I'll play it in a minute. To say that this place is of theirs and not ours, right? Of the melanated being, because that is the original man of this particular earth, right? So when we're thinking about the original man of this earth, and we're thinking about the seed, the mustard seed, you know how you have the faith of the mustard seed, you guys have heard that in the Bible, that's the implementation or the blending of one seed into a nation, right? When a seed is blended into a nation, what happens? Let me see. What happens when they start to blend a people into a nation? When a person is pulled into a nation, the seed starts to blend after about 5-6 generations. What will generally happen is that the place will become whited out immediately, right? Hold on 1 second. Once the place becomes whited out, then they can say this is the people of that particular land, right? So, let me see. If you move a people, and let's just look at this real quick. I'm going to show you guys something else. If you move a people, right, and you displace them and you take them to someplace else, right? Then, hold on. You can say this is our place, this is our area, like this is like where we came from, right? But we know that's not true, right? Now, this is supposed Africa, right? Now, if this is Africa, and we're looking at this, let me zoom in. And we're looking at this place, right? This great nation of all these melanated beings that we know what's melanated in the beginning, right? This is the Sahara Desert, this is Barbary, Arabia, Sudan, Nagritia, Guinea, right? Okay. Look at all these different places. Madagascar is over here. And when we go over, this is supposed Asia, right? This is Asia. If you go over further, this is India. Here's India. Remember, this is all Africa, right? This is India. This is Asia. You go right over here. It's not on here. I probably should have pulled up a different map, but I don't want to keep sharing. Screen might get some crazy shit going. So when you go from Asia and then you start to move over here, right over in here is on the outside, Asia is about, Asia's about right here. So like right around here, we would have Japan, right? This is where they were showing you the black samurai went into Japan, such and such and such, but we all know that, these people were there already, right? I hope you guys are following the lies of this. Now, say here's Arabia. Wait. Okay. Here is Arabia, the Mediterranean Sea, and then we have the Asia Minor, right? Then we have Persia right here, right? Asia's here. All this, yeah, okay. So all this is the same landmass. I mean, how can you say this is separate when it's the same damn place? All of this, maybe I should have pulled up a different map. Let me see. I don't think I need to. Y'all follow me. Y'all see what it is, right? So now that's all the same place. Now if they take a people, right? If they can take a people, right? And they can say, okay, we're gonna take everybody from over here, all these people, because this is that space is about this large. Let's say it's about this large, right? So they're gonna take all these people here, right? And they're gonna move them over here. They're going to move everybody this way. And then they're going to now start to take over a land, because this is what they do, right? They'll take over a land. They'll start to infiltrate. They cause havoc. They start to bring in these different people that are mixing their seed into the land. Once they start to mix their seed into the womb of the woman that is mixing the seed into the land, immediately, automatically, it's the same thing. Soon as someone starts to infiltrate the womb of the woman, the earth is invaded. The earth is changed. The earth has something else that has come in to assume a place there, right? So what happens is they'll come in, they'll start to invade the land. When they start to invade the land, they start to white it out. Once they white it out, they can then therefore move the people. So now when the people are moved, they can name this place as a place of their own. This is our place. We have this place. We came here. This is all our ancestors' land. This land is proceeding from our ancestors from before us, so on and so forth. This lies, more damn lies. Because we know damn well that this is all of ours. We know that all that Asia, the place they call Russia, all these areas, if you guys don't know, that they're like the same place. It's all one place. So what happened is they want to move people in sections, just like they do the project. Anybody familiar with the projects? Do you guys know about the projects? I don't know why I don't see Jared Jaguar. Like somebody must have blocked him out there. This is why I took a lot of people off as moderators. People got offended with me. This is totally off subject, but that's just annoying me. People got offended with me because I removed moderators. Why? Because I had weird people that were upset with me for no reason. And because of that, I noticed that people were getting blocked in my chat. And now obviously it's happening again because I see that Jared, the second person that's spoken to Jared, I see you are in the chat, brother. Peace and blessings. But I'm not ignoring you. If you put a comment, someone has blocked you in the chat. But I will take care of that after the video. I'll go into the studio and make sure I correct that and look for anyone else that may be blocked I'm not aware of. I'll start checking that from now on. That's just like so weird that people are doing that. Maybe I'll need to have any moderators on my channel. This is getting like sick. Okay. Anyway, got me so distracted. So when it comes to that, right? If you're moving the people over to a place, just like say, let's just use this as one area, and these were the projects. They're moving all these people over into the projects, and they say, "Oh, we're modernizing this, we're fixing the land up, we're doing this, we're doing that." So boom, they moved off, right? Now they did the same thing with us over here, right? They started whiting us out. They say, "Oh, these people, they're indigenous. They're indigenous because why? They were born on this land because why? Because y'all colonizers freaking invaded. And when y'all colonized and invaded and you start implanting your seed into the land of the Black Ionic womb of the American indigenous aboriginal woman, that is when you started to implant and infect the land. Not only did they infect it vicariously by the information and the seed, the seed that is bruised, the tear. We are the wheat, they are the tear. Are you guys familiar with that? We're going to get into that. The wheat and the tear. The tear looks like wheat, but it's not quite wheat. If you guys aren't familiar with that. This is why that expression is used. So they'll come in, and once they start to, after about maybe 6, 7 generations, right? Now these people have wiped out, and then now they can say these are the indigenous people of this land, and now we can take this land as ours because it's ours. It came from our people. They'll take your past, they'll take your history. They don't even assume the same things that the ancestors of that land went through. They're very disrespectful. They'll dig up sites and do all kind of things. So when we're thinking about that, this is, as I said, the same exact thing that they did to us over here. So let me get some pulled up for you guys. Where is it? I'm going to show you a couple of pictures. No, you know what? I don't even want to do that because that may go too far. Let me actually take you guys to this other information when it comes to some of these tribes over there as well. So when it comes to certain tribes over there in the Zimbabwean Karangan language, which is the Shono dialect, a lot of these words actually are similar to the Asian aspect of these shaman words. In the language of Zimbabwe, it says Mapungu means fish eagle, and Chupangu means the fish eagle. So the Mupangu and the Bwa means the stone of the fish eagle or the rock of the fish eagle. This sounds like Aboriginals talking about things over here in our land, right? We always talk about the eagle, we talk about the fish, right? The stone being solid as a stone. The fish eagle is made of stone or belonging to the stone or rock. It's usually written as one word. That is the Mapungubwa. When it comes to that, right? This is the particular tribe that is over in this particular area. I'm not going to say where particularly because I can't really believe some of what they say it is because it actually takes us back. When it comes to this, something that's called the Nupangabwa. So it is in Zubapwan. It is actually something that is actually, let me go back up here so I can read that. I was going to skip that. They are a Babirwa tribe, and it consists of bakgalaka. It is derived from Kulangu. The surnames like Manwata, Rangwato, Malami, Pupa, all descended from the Mapunguabwe. These are Bantu people, guys, just so you understand this. Today, we have relatives in South Zimbabwe and East Botswana. We went to Zimbabwe in 2005. This is quoted from a gentleman that is part of this particular tribe. It said we went to for a reunion. Our tribe is in South Africa in Limpopo. And it says that the Sekgosese and the Botlokwa, we are the smallest group. The biggest of the group stayed in the Botswana. When we separated from 3 groups in 1850, listen to this. This is the important part. When the whites started to invade our settlements, they stayed there in 3 groups until the whites started to invade their settlements, right? Once they started to invade their settlements in 1850, the chiefs were the Makhura and the Khama. The Makhura and the Khama. The Khama is still ruling the population of Botswana tribe today. But right now they're ruling in a place called Bobong. Most people joined the Mzilikazi, which is the king. Their king was Matebele from the Matebele tribe when he crossed the Shashe River to settle in South Zimbabwe. So this actual tribe of the Bantu tribe are now settled in Zimbabwe. He said, we speak Sepedi today in Sa. In Sa, we've talked about Sa. Ra, Sa, Do, Re, Mi, Fa, So, La. We're not going to get into that. But with a dialect of Venda and Tswana, known as Setlakwa. When they showed these graves, he said, I literally shed a tear because I know these are our forefathers. My grandfather used to tell us these stories. May his soul rest in peace. So they have changed the history of these people. None of the history that they have, just like ours, Just like how they try to tell us, oh, Columbus discovered here. Oh, the Pilgrims came and did this and that. Shit, how y'all discovered our place? This our shit. This our land. This came from our ancestors. We was promised this land. We God's people. All this land came from him to us. It to us. The Most High, the Omniscient to us. Right? I'm going to read something else. Finish reading this. So it says, the small kingdoms paid tribute to the paramount chief whose title was Manhamutapa. They established several trading posts which bartered gold, ivory, and etc. for tools, potteries, guns, and cosmetic items like beads and mirrors. Their trade port, this is when they invaded, 1850, their trade port was Sofala in present-day Mozambique. And the capital started off as Mapungubwe. And then they moved to Zimbabwe or Great Zimbabwe. So they changed the name. It became Zimbabwe later, meaning the house of stone. It's quite fascinating that these settlement kingdoms called the kings in their own language, like King Sarazanzo, would be known as Thohoyada in Venda. Mamba Christian Haru will be known as Mambo Tala Samhula in Kalanga. It says in the Shona language in Zimbabwe, Mapungubwe means the fish eagles. The Shapangu means one fish eagle. Mapungubwe means the stone of the fish eagle or the rock of the fish eagle. Do any of these things sound familiar to you guys? The rock, the fish, the eagle, in regards to, America, in regards to Christianity, in regards to, just want you to think about that for a minute. It may also mean the fish eagle made of stone or belonging to the stone or rock. It is usually written as one word. Mapungubwe, which is what we started this off with this particular section. We're going into this video. Just like Zimbabwe means a big house of stone. Z means great or bigger. Mba is one normal size or a usual house. Zimba, prefixed with the Z or Zi, is a great or a big house. Bwa, BWE, is a rock or stone in the Shona language of Zimbabwe. Z equals big. MBA equals house. BWE equals rock stone. If put together, it's Zimbabwe, which means big house of stone, hard rocks, big house of stone. Correctly written, the country of Zimbabwe should be spelled Zimbabwe. Mapungubwe is clearly Shona derived. So it comes from Shona because they came there and they went there. But as I said, they're shifting and moving things over, taking them or displacing the lands to assume a land, right? It is clearly Shona derived. It means stone or rock of the big fish eagle, Chapangu, or mini fish eagle, Mapungu. Mapungubwe can be conjured as is usual in Shona to be a single word. Mapungubwe, just like what's done in Zimbabwe, and many other words such as Vasakura becomes Vasukura, Vazura equals Vazura. Mapungubwe means fish eagle. So when we're looking at these things, as I said, it takes everything, they've moved everything over. Now, this is what's been going on over here. Chupangwa is the name of China. But see? What? See, I need Squid up here with me because y'all know I'm not really great with this history and stuff. But see, I already knew it tied in. See, I didn't even know that, but I knew it tied in because I'm telling y'all what the story is. They displaced everybody from Asia, moved them over and said, oh, y'all from Africa, this and that, trying to make everybody think this is the original place of everybody. Everybody came from here. Oh, everybody derived from Africa. Da. But y'all don't say y'all derived from Africa. But y'all say us way over here in America, we derived way from Africa. All of us came from Africa. Why is that? Why y'all trying to displace us to Africa? Y'all try to move us all to Africa. Everybody that's dark skinned come from Africa. Everybody that's dark skinned come from Africa. Thanks, bro. You say I'm doing great. Thanks, bro. I appreciate you. Everybody that comes from Africa is actually of Asian descent, right? The so-called African. They tell you, they'll all tell you their tribe. They're derived from tribes. Everyone that is original, any original GMO organic being to this planet Earth that is actually made in the image of the Most High, the omni-essence, pure essence, these people have been displaced so dishonorably. Everything that is ours, everything that we come from, they have invaded. The colonizers have invaded, implanted their seeds, and then left what? Bastardized children. Do you know where the bastard comes from? It comes from the Slavic people invading and implanting their seed into the aboriginal indigenous of the land. Once they implant their seed, they leave their seed. They leave bastardized children and they become a whited out nation. They don't assume these children. What they do is say they're different race. They started making different races. There's no different race. There's only one race of beings. There's only mixes of races. When you hear Latino, Asian, this or that, these are all mixed-blooded seeds of Aboriginal and the Canaanite seed, which is the might as well say the Nephilim seed. If you guys don't know it, I mean, I showed y'all the pictures of the giant skeletons. I showed y'all where they came from. These people came from the freaking caves. Literally, this is like factual. It's in the Bible. It's like everywhere that you look, right? I mean, these cautious Caucasian people that were nitrogen, a chemical element that came from the stars, right? Coming and mixing with carbon beams. Man, it gets so deep. I don't even want to get into all that because y'all be thinking some other stuff. I think, and people be thinking it's a prejudice thing. It has nothing to do with that. Because there's no such thing as a freaking race. They keep making you think that because everything that is mixed, if it's not original of the Most High, the one original seed of this earth, it is a mixed blood. It is a mixed blood. House of Nathan, peace, brother, peace. So we have all these different breeds of mulattoes. There's only one race and different breeds of mulatto. They keep playing with y'all mind. They keep wanting you to believe that there is a race war when the war is actually against the original man. The war is actually against assuming the land of the Most High. Peace, brother. I ain't seen you in a while. That's my bro right there. He be going in. He know what it is. We done went deep in on a lot of this information. Yeah, right? So what happens is we have all these mixed breeds because why? The seed of Satan. You know when we talked about that, the mix of Adam and Eve? Peace. When we talk about the mix of Adam and Eve, right? The mix of Adam and Eve is the mixture of the atomic structure being infiltrated, taking the RNA and changing because the serpent seed is now mixed in the blood of the organic being. So when these races start to assume an area or a place, and then there's another one that comes in, there's a different one that comes in because now they were mixed over here, these coming over here, these coming over there, all these different races, and they start to blend, and then they start to blend in again. They start to whiten out more. They're whitening out more. Next thing you know, they'll say, this is our area. We came here. This is our region. We're indigenous to this area. Why? Because y'all whited it out. But this isn't your ancestors' land. It didn't belong to you. You know? It don't belong to y'all. Nah, don't belong to y'all. Yes. Asia is ours, bro. Bro, you got to go back and see the TIRTHANKARAS videos. I did two, part 1 and part 2. I think I mentioned this to you before, Red Squid. You go back and see that and you'll get it because I literally broke a lot of stuff down, bro, for real. Asia is ours. And then it's hard because I know so much. You do a lot of videos yourself where you be going into Squid. Wisdom be going in too. He don't get a lot of leeway, but you know, he do videos here and there, but the bro be going in too with the info. He good with the history. Squid is good with a lot of history. Make sure y'all subscribing to these guys because we need to make sure the people that putting out the real info is putting it out there, y'all getting it in. So because a lot of times people are doing so many videos, there's so many wise ones. Because why? We're in an age of telling right now. We're coming awakened. Our cells are waking up. Our ancestors are like knocking on the door, like wake your ass up. Hey, I'm trying to tell you something. You're listening. This coming from your cells. It's coming from your cells. So the two great nations. Let me backtrack a little bit, bro. Like since you said that, Squid. I also been doing videos on some older books. And in the older books, they actually confirm a lot of the same information. Everything coincides. Everything kind of comes back around and shows you. It showed how they came and invaded the land with the smells, with the funk, with the dirtiness, with their chemically enhanced nitrogen bodies and started mixing with our people. As soon as they came in, it started destroying the land. It started making swamps out of the clean, pure water. The people started getting sick because our men were laying with these women. This is what they did. They brought these slaves over. And when they brought these slaves, the Slavic people over, these snake people, basically, I call them the seed of Satan. When they brought these people over and then they came and they started mixing with our men, they started getting sick because they had these nitrogen bodies mixing with them. And then they started whitening out everything. And then they so forth started moving everything in and doing the trading, using everything that we had to start trading everywhere. They started mixing and mixing and mixing. After about 4 or 5 generations, they pretty much just whited us out. Let me drop the link for any of the brothers that want to pop up here and spit with me because y'all be knowing a lot of this stuff on the history in some of the spaces. I may not know. Y'all don't got to, but this is just, if y'all got something to say about some of the stuff I'm talking about, you're definitely welcome. Y'all already know. So when it comes to that, YouTube, I told y'all stop playing with my stuff. Stop playing with my viewers. Get off my shit. So when they came in, and did that, they started doing everything. So now once we started turning around and, we started diminishing, they started taking everything over. They knew still that we were powerful people. So now they had to destroy us. So they started destroying everything that we had that they couldn't use. They put things to the side. Okay, we're going to use this. We're going to use this. All our inventions, all our stuff. They had to keep all that stuff because they need to use it. They don't have the imagination. They don't have a soul. People may not believe they don't have a soul. Since they don't have a soul, and a lot of these seeds of Satan do not even come from the womb. We went over this. I've showed you this. This has been proven. I'm not being funny. This is facts. A lot of these incubator-ass babies, these cloned babies, these test tube babies, right? When these babies came over here, they don't have a soul. They didn't come out of a womb. You have to come out of a womb in order to have a soul. So when I talk about soulless beings or soulless creatures, guys, I'm not being funny. This is like a fact. I proved to y'all that they incubated these babies and brought them over here on these orphan trains. They made them here. They made them in other places and shipped them. I showed you the other day on the video. There are not just 1 or 2 incubator facilities. There are a lot of them. They were making these babies. They were making them out of the nitrogen, and they were using I showed you guys on the other video, they had to have the radium to help keep their body chemistry right because the sun was actually deteriorating them. It was burning their ass up. So they had to have the radium, the radiation, the false light. Radium is a false light of the sun. It's a fake RA, radium, for the sun. So it's a false light of the sun, just like now how they're using this lead, the plasma TV. I've been telling y'all about this for months too. So they're using all these are false lights. These people go in now, a lot of them still have to use it. That's why they go to these sun tanning booths and, they use all these different chemicals in their body. We don't know what they give them in at the doctor's office. Should I show y'all this shit again? Let me show y'all again real quick. Let's go to the radium real quick. Just in case y'all missed that and y'all don't get the chance to go back on the video because I really want y'all to see this as facts. I'm not just talking. So if it's available real quick. I don't feel like opening a whole nother window. If I can find it, guys, I will show you. If not, you're going to have to go back and watch the video. So basically, they had these radiation beings coming in, mixing with our people, having nitrogen bodies, mixing with our copper, beautiful copper bodies, automatically started to deteriorate the bodies. Like, seriously. Let me see. Hold on, guys. I'm trying to see if I have the album on this particular list. If not, yeah, I don't think it's in here, guys. It's on another. I don't want to open another window because it seems to be going smooth. We don't want nothing to throw us off. Y'all know how it do. But yeah, when it comes to that, they had to have the radium to be able to purify their bodies. They would literally deteriorate. Oh, I'm gonna have to pull this up because I gotta show y'all. If y'all didn't see that, I gotta show y'all. I gotta show y'all so y'all can see this for y'all. I don't want nobody to think I'm just BSing y'all. Y'all know I ain't gonna BS y'all, but I just want you to see it for yourself because that's more dissemination. That's more mind-blowing, portal bending ass shit for y'all. Because a lot of times when I'm running my mouth, I might be going here and there, but I'm trying to stay focused so I don't lose y'all because it'd be so much, man. But hold on one second. Let's see. I believe it's in this album. If it's in here, I can show it to you guys. It's in here. Don't see it in here. Hold on, guys. Let's see. It's in here. Okay, we might be in luck, guys. Might not have to go back through the video to see. It's a mindset. Peace. Oh, let me check out my chat just in case, because I've been going back and forth trying to do everything at one time. Wisdom. What's up, brother? Peace.
What's up, sister? I figured I'd come up here and support you right quick, man. I've been making rounds lately. I say, fuck. I might well come up here and holler at my girl, too, you know?
That's right, bro. What you think before? I'm finna get some other stuff. What do you think about what you see? I don't know how soon you came in, bro. So what do you think about?
I came in as soon as I started typing, really. So I missed a whole lot.
Okay.
But so, I think I get the main idea where you're going with it, though.
Yes. So do you are you familiar with like anything on them being like nitrogen based, and with us of course being like carbon based, and a lot of times we don't really understand how deep some of this stuff go, bro, because people be thinking, oh, that's just prejudice, they're trying to do this and all that, but it's literally factual, the chemicals and all these things, and how our bodies have to be how can I say detrimented by these particular things that they put on us, you know what I'm saying? And that's just by laying with them. Simple, easy stuff.
That's right. You ain't lying. I mean, it is the truth of the soul, but me personally, we know better, right? Because we really look into it, so we really know what the fuck going on. You know what I mean? But you know how people start, they tend to get insensitive. They tend to get sensitive. You know what I mean? Because they think that we are coming insensitive. You know what I'm saying? By just stating the fact, but it just is what it is at the end of the day. But I know what the problem is, so to be honest with you. The only one that have a problem with it, or they have a problem with it, are the one that fuck them kind of people.
Right. They want to have a justification.
Yeah, because they already, they go anyway. Anybody lay it out, they with it. Put it that way. I'm trying to be respectful the way I talk. You see what I'm saying? But yeah,
right.
Anybody say come get it, they with it. You know what I mean? And so
and that's how they did. That's how our people was, bro. They looking like, ooh, who is these new people? They see these people that came from the caves, and I mean, I don't know how they were so thrilled with them when they know they came over there with these smells and odors and stuff. And I guess it was just something different. They got tricked and they started laying with these people. They started mixing and just welcoming them in, and then just whited everything out. They did it over there and they did it over here in both places. I don't know if you missed it. Let me just fill you in real quick, bro. Basically, my premise, I've been showing over the last couple of weeks a couple of things I want to do. I've been doing like a combination, I'll say. Dissemination of the Bible, showing and proving that the two great lands, original great lands, was Asia and over here in America. America and all these things being together at one point in time. Obviously, I showed on the map that everything was together. It was like Asia, Russia, America, Asia, America. Everything was America, basically, like way back when. So when they so-called split it up, it was still one mass, but it was actually two great lands. We read in the book, and the book was two different books we went over the past couple of weeks. The first book showed us about the lands, showing how they came in, showing how they, they came in the boats and this and that, and how they started getting sick because they was laying with them. They came and brought all these different animals and all this stuff. So we read about that. Then also that kind of showed that them coming in and how they invade, and this is what happens every time. They cripple the people first off by sickness and illness, and then they invade them, and then they're sleeping with them, so they start to whiten them out. It's a process everywhere they go. They do the same thing everywhere, and then so what happens is once they whiten everybody out, they'll say, these are our ancestors' land. We're indigenous to this place, da 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 da. How the hell are you indigenous? Just because for the 4 or 5 generations you guys have whited out, continued to white out till you gathered this land. But at the same time, you're saying that it's a race thing. It's not a race thing because why? It's only one race. The only thing is there are mixes because you guys have got these different mulattoes from all these different mixtures, mixing here, study blending here. This will come over here, you blend here. So when they get all these different mixtures and groups of people, it's just different groups. It's not races. It's still the same race. Y'all just mix people in. And the thing that of them being mixed in, these are these Satan seeds, basically. Whether people believe it or not, it has nothing to do with religion. This has to do with fact. The Satan seed, the ones that have come in that are the dark people, the actual black people, they try to call us black. That's another thing. That's a twist and a turnaround, obviously, because we are not the black people. They are the black people. They are the dark people. It's the dark soul. It's that Satan seed. It's that energy, that evilness that has come from those generations of these whited out people. And they come into to take over the land because they are from that evil place, basically. What do you want to say about that, bro? Because you already know I can get into this Bible stuff like right quick.
You said a whole lot, so right? And so I think the first thing you started off saying, right, is that you was hitting them with how everything was basically America or a part of India in some shape, form, or fashion. And that about the mixture and all that they was coming, they were mixing in with everybody, whitening out everybody, moving everybody out the way, stuff like that, And so I want to support what you're saying though, right? And you might want to get your pen and paper. You already know how I'm gonna do you. You know what I mean? But it's gonna support everything you're saying, and it's gonna help you get the quickest structure. So, my bad about the Spanish. But yeah, check it out, right? So, yeah, on one hand, they give us a story that they went around, they was colonizing everything, and they were indeed creating bastards now. And I'm gonna give you some. I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna double down on some proof on that, which back to what you're saying, right? But it's a thing called prostitution that we all know about so well. And I think it's a part of history that not many of us know about, especially concerning India. First of all, I want to make it clear that India was the first people doing slavery, period. Before the East Indian Company, before Europeans, before the Canaanites, before, they was already doing their thing centuries before. Okay, first thing. So giving up a woman wasn't nothing to them. And there was a thing when the soldiers went over there, like to skip way past like the centuries ago, like to bring them more up to date. Don't quote me on the year, but the United States took over India. Okay, well, I want to be more specific. I think it was like the Negros Islands. If you don't mind, so
you said Negrito. We just read that the other day. Yes, you're right.
I'm talking about Negros, Negros.
Right, but the Negroes was all over, bro. I think that's kind of another one of those tricks that they try to play, because one of the old maps we showed that it was showing who the Negroes, the Indians, and the I think it said whites or something else it said, okay, but it was showing like just for reference on that.
Okay, so they already know about the islands over there in the Philippines called Negroes. That's what you're saying. Y'all ran through that already.
Yeah, we went through the maps showing the areas and stuff. This is how a lot of this information is confirmed, because The older maps actually show some of the older names too, and it shows who was there. It showed like the Indians, it showed Moors, all of that stuff. So we kind of covered all that.
Okay, cool. So everybody knows, I just keep on trying to move forward. But like you saying, just to cover what you're saying, yes, the Spanish did get them the name Negroes. They the one named the Negroes. They was called something else before that. You know what I mean? Like the Bulgars or something like that. You know what I mean? I don't know everything you can taught already, but okay. But I would my main point was in saying that though is so people can understand about what they call the Negroes and all that. It's really probably from people from the Philippines, but they making it seem like it's people from so-called Africa that they call the Negroes. Now, with the military, it was a standard thing, like this common practice that all the British encampments or whatever, like whenever, like I don't know exactly what they call them, but when the people go over to fight, like the United States soldiers and the British soldiers and all that, when they was going overseas to fight, they were being supplied with the prostitutes. It was literally a common practice. If you just look up the history of prostitution and stuff like that, it probably leads you back to it. I think that's kind of how I got to it or something like that. I was looking into Indian stuff, you know what I mean, whatever, and then it led me to that. But I think that's what it boiled down to, like the prostitution and all that type of stuff. So that it explains a lot of the bastard children too, as well, right? But then you have a place called Cape Town in Africa, okay? And to me, this is the more modern place where they got all the where they had all the bastard people from. Have y'all went over there already too, Sister Soul, about like the bastards over there in Cape Town and all that?
Well, not necessarily in each area, brother, but we kind of went over like, they all, did the same thing everywhere. It's the same thing. The Slavs, or basically the slaves, and how the lords was the masters, who was the owners, and all these people basically they try to cover everything that was going on when it was all these people. They try to say, oh, it was the black slave, this, that, and out. We know it was the Slavics. We know some of them were coming for the prostitution, including kids, including little boys. They were marrying off little boys. It was a lot of freakish stuff going on once they started bringing these people in, because all this goes back into this dark seed. And basically, I'm going to read real quick from Genesis 6:4. And it says, there were giants in the earth in those days. And also after that, when the sons of God came into the children, which were the daughters of men, and they bare children to them. The same became mighty men, which were of old, and men of renown. These are the Nephilim, the giants, Satan's seed, basically. And when they went with these, a lot of people don't believe these stories, but a lot of these stories, guys, they are so true. It has nothing to do with religion. It has to do with telling you what's going on and what was going on, including these people plotting and the story. Like I keep telling y'all, we're in this book. Y'all playing parts of it. So including that, they have planned things, and then people are going along with these religions. They're thinking, oh, look, it's in the Bible. It was foreseen. Okay, yeah, because it was black. But you got to really read between the lines and know that a lot of our history is in these books, and it tells us a lot about us. It tells us ways that we've been deceived. It tells us a lot of these things. This in particular is in reference to what we're talking about right now, and it's been proven. These people have continuously moved into the land. And when I say these people, these dark ass people, Satan seed, the synagogue of Satan, whatever you want to call it, the colonizers, there's many damn names, just like it is for everything. So these people have invaded, continuing to promote Satan's seed, I'll call it. Satan's seed, the nitrogen child. Satan's seed, the nitrogen child. The pathogens to the earth, the inorganic parasites that continue to wreak havoc and try to assume and take over everything that is the original man's, because this is all ours. Everything is on this earth. It doesn't matter, spiritual, physical. We're in the spiritual as well, which is the more important part of ourself. But we're in the physical realm right now, and this is the battle that we're in. So in that, we are battling the land, and we're battling in the spirit. All these things kind of coincide because it kind of is the same thing. The taking over of the land is moving or removing the Most High's people from the land. And this land is promised to us. Everything that's on it is ours. So when you're removing these people that something belongs to, and you're replacing it with these different beings that are literally these pathogens to the earth, destroyers of the earth, parasites to the earth. This is what's going on. You want to say something, bro, real quick? I was gonna read another one here.
Oh yeah, I agree with all that. Everything you just said. But just for FYI for the people out there listening though, you know what I mean? If you pull up Bastards with 2 A's in Cape Town, you will see that there's some people literally called Bastards, and it's gonna go into everything that's just so saying. It's gonna go into like the colonizing aspect. It's gonna let you know who was doing it. It's gonna let you know it's the Dutch, the Portuguese, French, all them people. It's gonna lead you to the Netherlands. It's gonna lead you to York. It's gonna lead you to. It's gonna really let you know. It's gonna lead you to Cape Colored, so you gonna understand why they calling you colored people, and it's a lot of things going on because in that area in Cape Town, it was like all parts of the world mingling together in that one area, which basically South Africa and all that as well. And they were taking people from the Philippines over to that area. There's a lot of things going on, but that's just for y'all information,
Appreciate that, bro. Because even though I just said we had went into that, I didn't go into those details. I'm thinking you were saying something else, so I appreciate you saying that. So yeah, y'all check that out. I'm gonna check it out myself. So when we're thinking about these bastardized children from the synagogue of Satan, these are the Neanderthals, right? The ones they try to tell us, oh, y'all came from monkeys, this, and that. No. This is a makeshift story of these Neanderthal beast beings. All these different things changing over time. There's like a chain. There's like Homo erectus. There's Australopithecus africanus, Australopithecus anamensis. There's like, I don't want to get into all of them, but there's like 12 different ones. So when we go into these different pathogens that aren't organic, right? These are the dwellers that continue to derive and plant the seed of these bastards, because it's not like they claim them. They don't say, oh, I mixed with this indigenous woman and I had a child with her. This is my child. They don't do that. They say, oh, those are Asians. Those are Latinos. Those are such and such. Hold on. You're not claiming your child? Y'all say that we have bastard children. We leave them everywhere and make kids and don't take care of them and, da-da-da-da-da. But what is the real bastard?
Ain't that crazy how they flip the script on the sister soul? Ain't that crazy?
Go ahead, bro. Yeah. What you saying?
No, I was just saying, ain't that crazy how they flip the script on us? You know what I mean?
Yes.
When now that we know exactly what's going on, that's crazy. When you just look back and be like, wow,
Exactly. It's sad. It's crazy. It makes you like know that we're in that time of the awakening where we're seeing all this stuff. Like this stuff been evident before, but we couldn't pull it together. We so busy trying to fight a race war. We so busy trying to, we're getting hung, we're getting burnt, we're getting this and that. So many distractions. All these distractions coming to keep us away from the true information, to know what's going on, what's matter of fact, because we know and ourselves know, because right now with all the awakening that's going on, that's the awakening of yourselves. All your ancestors, they're just light codes opening up, all this stuff going on. That's why we're learning all this information. That's why this stuff is coming to us. We're able to explore it. We're able to explore in our mind, because why our soul is connected. We're connected to this universe and everything. So we're going to be able to pull and download this information from inside of us. We're going to be able to know exactly what's going on, because why our ancestors telling us, they're letting us know. They're bringing out this stuff inside of us. And remember, the more organic you are, the closer you are to the facts, the closer you are to truth, because you don't have interrupted cells inside of you. Unfortunately, a lot of us are mixed. A lot of people aren't as pure as they should be, but when you have that pureness in you and you come from a lineage and your bloodline, you can stand strong on that. Nothing can deter you from that when you know your bloodline. Race is one thing, but bloodline is something different. Bloodline shows you your tribe. Bloodline tells you where you're from. They don't, their bloodline, the difference when they say this race, that race, this race, the Asian, the Russian, the this, the that, these people are all on the same bloodline. Y'all got the same blood. Y'all might have a little, we got, y'all see these little shows where they'll be like, I did my ancestry and I got 2% black. It's like, okay, So they have a little of this mixture in them, but they are, you know, they all have the same blood. They all have the same blood. They have been promoted with our blood and our lineage to be able to what? Make it through this atmosphere. Because why? Anything that's unnatural to this earth, the earth kills it. The earth burns that shit up and gets rid of it. The more pure a person is to being of that what they call a Caucasian or Caucasian race or whatever, the more they are to burn. Did y'all know that? Do I need to show y'all some pictures of that too? They're susceptible to burning because parasites are pathogens to the earth and the sun destroys it. This is a pure fact.
That's right.
The nitrogen in the blood of these people is destroyed by the sun. Go ahead, bro. I know you're trying to say something. You know I keep going. Go ahead. You got it.
Oh, yeah, it's all good. You cooking. You know what I mean? There ain't really too much for me to say, but just give you some amens, goddamn it, on the ad lib or two. But like you saying, you know, I really think that. Well, not I really think that it could be pulled up that most people that don't have a birthmark are white people, whatever that means to whoever. If you be like, okay, what people are more likely not to have a birthmark? They're gonna let you know white folk. They're gonna let you know the main people that are more likely to have one are Asians. Go figure, huh?
Hey,
so,
that's something.
To me, if you don't have a birthmark, you're not a human, or what we deem to be a human. So, does it go into the incubator babies and all that? Is that what that is?
Say it.
Sister Soul?
Y'all like need to see the pictures again? No.
do they got a soul or what? You ain't got. If you got a birthmark, is it safe? If you don't have a birthmark, is it safe to say you don't have a soul? You
can't, brother. Check this out.
Or a spirit,
if
whichever
they don't
one it
come
is.
through, if they do not come through a womb, brother, you have to come through a womb to have a soul. That's because right. That means a starlight hit that ionic womb and is ready to be incubated in that ionic cell. Therefore, it is a soul. Go ahead, bro.
So them are the ones that's being MK Ultra then, huh?
Yep. They don't have a soul, bro.
So they could be programmed to do whatever.
Yep.
And that was during the same time when they was doing all that brainwashing and stuff over there in Germany. Am I correct?
Yep. Say it.
Yes,
Talk about it.
You know, so it's been a big old psyop going on. For real. But we on to them. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
We on to them. Y'all can't give nothing past us. What y'all thought? Come on now. We got that spirit rising over in here. And we got all our ancestors about that, right? Behind us. Go ahead, bro.
You remind me of another thing you said about the sun and how it cooks them and how parasites, right? So, like you said, the sun is designed to do what? Purify you, right?
Yep.
So if you're made up of mostly parasites, then you're gonna be purified to deceasement.
Say it.
You see what I'm saying?
Can't get around it.
You know, like you were saying, sister, like anything organic, you can't get rid of the organic part of it, but you can get rid of all the little like parasites that you might have as a melanated person on you. Okay, son, go ahead and cook all that bullshit up out me right quick. Make me feel better, rejuvenate my body. Okay, cool. Boom.
Say it.
Right? And so it's got a stop point, it got a core. Okay. But with them, there's no core. So that's the same thing with the hair. They don't have a core in their hair.
They don't have it.
You see what I'm saying?
Sorry.
So it don't have no strength. So if your hair don't have strength, then your body don't have strength, right? Because your body basically comes from your hair.
Yeah. Because they got
carbon,
fur,
right? So the carbon.
That's right, bro. That's right. That fur. Say it. Yes. Empress, that fur. That's what it is, boo.
The claws, the nails, and all that. You're taking that fur. That's what they got. You see? Which is all derives from what? Your favorite topic, huh, sister? Melanin.
Yeah. Say it. Huh? You know, they hate when I start talking about that melanin, bro. But look, y'all can't get away from the truth.
I see you to switch it up on and hit it with the carbon because that's what it is. And so, and like you're saying right now, right? We synthesizing to the point to where we're becoming diamond now, which is the highest form of carbon. That's what they know.
That's what they know. They scared.
Yes, very.
Because they can't touch shit.
And they have a reason to be.
What they y'all know that diamond is untouchable, unbreakable, unbendable, unshatterable. Talk about it, bro. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
You hit it.
Hey, you already know what it is. We living in a diamond. That's what we live in. Diamond. When you look at that grid and everybody know that the top of it is round, so to speak, you know what I mean? And everything go down to a point at the bottom, and we spinning around this thing. Every wave that go in and out, we move a little bit at a time.
That's right.
With the high waves and the low waves. I'm sorry, with the high tides and the low tides, we have 2 a day. You have a high tide and low tide every day, twice. Every 12 hours.
Talk about it.
Okay? So when we get into that, then we understand. Put it out there. Y'all make sure y'all donate. If y'all got it, holler at her.
Yeah, if y'all got it, be free, guys. Y'all know I do a lot of giving and giving away and stuff. So when y'all, when y'all donate to me, it's actually helping somebody else, whether you know it or not. I'm gonna do it anyway, but y'all help me when y'all do that too. Just keep that in mind. But yeah, go ahead, bro.
That's right. And so yeah, but that's a thing to look into too. I think a lot of people may overlook is the high tides and low tides, and how the moon affects the water and all that type of stuff, and how it magnetizes it and pulls it up, and how it's a bulge. It keeps a continual bulge on the side of the earth. So
that's right.
It's pregnant. You know what I mean?
We went over that with the Tathankara too, bro. It's so listen. Wow. When I tell you the Tathankara, that's why I say anybody.
Okay.
Got to go back on it.
I'm not all the way familiar with the name. Sound familiar, so but no information comes up with it. Please give me a briefing on the Tathankara.
Well, basically, the Tirthankara is part of Jainism, Buddhism. This is something that another thing that started making me look at the pushing of us away from Asia, because they actually were from there. They were the original, the grounding of Asia, the high empire. And it's crazy how they took. Well, we done been talking about this like even last year, bro. I was saying how the Chinese were the Asians were black. We done showed pictures of this and stuff. But it's just people think, oh yeah, that's everywhere. They were everywhere, but not really putting together what's been going on with me the last couple of months, going over all this history stuff. I've been putting together like, man, these two great nations, the great nations, and I'm like, it's America and it's Asia. And I'm like, well, damn, the Asia, why is it? Because they were black. And then, how I be doing. I'll just be going everywhere. So I started pulling this together, and I'm like, this is Tirthankara, is this the fallen god? I even talk about the fallen god in that video. So it's very important to know that they actually killed like millions of people for doing this particular fallen god. And the fallen god, all it did was heal people. It's part of the Tirthankara. It was showing how to heal. People were healing themselves instantly by just practicing this particular martial arts, and they banned it and they killed people behind it because they was doing it. So all of this made me look at all of this stuff together with other shit, obviously, but it's just, I'm looking like, oh, and then my spirit just was showing me like, oh, look, yeah, they pushed them over. They tried to say, oh, y'all go to Africa. They pushed y'all over. They said, oh, yeah, y'all all from Africa. Because, see, they trying to take everything because why? They bastardizing their ass all over, trying to act like this, they shit, trying to act like they people had it, trying to act like it came from their people and their ancestry, trying to act like they built something. Oh, yeah, they've been excavating. They've been tearing our shit down, rebuilding over it. Oh, yeah. They shipped the people over so that once they started rebuilding, they helped them to knock our shit down. Then they helped them to rebuild it. The people that they didn't have enough for, they was incubating their ass, taking cells, started doing the test tubing. Once they found out how everything worked, using using the prime rose and the grasshopper, using different species. I even read the whole book, bro, where it showed how the species, when they start breaking them down, they was bringing midgets. So it goes to show us where all these midgets came from. These little people and these old, man, this shit's so crazy. All of
they were creating midgets, so some of the incubated babies were midgets too. You said
midgets too. Some of them was midgets, bro. They was midgets because they were, kind of disformed and disfigured. And then with the world fairs, this is a lot of stuff when they did with the excavation, doing all these different world fairs they was having.
Yes,
and
ma'am.
The ones that was disfigured and misfigured, they was taking them, putting them in the little, showcases and shit. Man, they some devious, nasty, evil ass people.
That's right. Them world fair something serious too. But no, yes, man, because See, what was? Hold on, you know what? So it was something I found very interesting about the. Hold on, let me see something. I think I took a goddamn screenshot of this shit.
That World Fair.
So this gonna make, yes, man. The World Fair, yes,
come
but
together.
it was goddamn me. I'm gonna go ahead and say it while I'm looking the shit up though. If I was looking at this here correctly, reading this correctly, they were telling me that the World War II was a product of the World Fair, Sister Soul.
Yes, it was all a fucking debacle, bro.
Yes, that part. Go ahead. Yes, you already know. So yeah, that's what
all a debacle.
I was like, man, you gotta be fucking kidding me, because they were acting out like real wars in the warfare, y'all. Like literally.
That's why they do those reconfigure. What they call them? Reconstruction of the World Fair. What they call that stuff, bro? I know you know what I'm talking about. They'll show it like they do it once a year in certain places. They'll be playing it and
like a county fair. You're talking about basically.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I was just trying to answer you. You talk about like a county fair or something, or you're not talking about that, right?
No, bro, it's called something. I think they do it in Virginia every year. It's a reenactment of the World War II. It's called something. It might just be called a reenactment.
I never heard of it. Yeah, that's the word though now. A reenactment is the word.
Yeah, they do it every year, bro. They do that shit every year.
Are you serious? They still do that shit.
Yes, they still do it now to this day, bro. Celebrating it. I think it's called the Civil War reenactment. I think it's Civil War reenactment, not World War II, but they call it the Civil War reenactment.
Man, that's so crazy on all kind of levels. So you know that it's one thing to like try to configure.
It is the reenactment. Yep. I'm sorry. Go ahead, bro.
I said that's crazy on all kind of levels, because it's one thing to think that it did happen, right, and then we were just, like how we try to figure it out nowadays in our wise ways, you know what I mean? Then it's another thing for it not to have happened at all, period, whatsoever. Yep. You see what I'm saying? It, man, like the whole, man, goddamn. So like, especially if it's provable. You understand what I'm saying?
Exactly. All this shit provable. You know, I ain't gonna be talking about no shit unless it's a fact.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Yes, ma'am. Because I was looking at some of the stuff myself. That's what I'm trying to say. Exactly what I'm trying to say. So it's like getting to the point to where it's like it's no more asking almost type shit. It's like, okay,
it's
the
just
fuckery is over with. You see what I'm saying? Like for real, like serious business, square business. Like it's like, okay, like y'all have really literally lied to us. You know what I mean? We have really been under a brainwash situation. You see what I'm saying? And goddamn it, we want what's ours, man. Like for real. You know what I mean? And the sad thing about it, so it ain't just us though. It's a everybody thing.
Yep.
Like it don't matter what motherfucking color you is, you been fucked clean.
You've been duped.
For real.
And they should be mad too.
Yes. See, and so I was looking into like last week or something. I was looking to, how I be doing. I be looking to stuff and that thing. People be talking about all kind of shit. Whoa, what the fuck? You know what I mean? But that's what's been going on with me, right? And so, but I was looking into Hitler and all this shit. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's why I was
went
talking
over
about
that too, bro.
Come on now. See, that's why I was talking about the brainwashing stuff. It's an artist. It's a director. Man, I'm sorry I can't pull up. Can't really give you exactly what I'm talking about. But it's a guy. He made a lot of movies, so maybe like damn near 100. And all he was on was some brainwashing type shit like that. You know what I mean? I was like, man, I think that's where everybody getting their information from, and they copying what this man's work. You see what I'm saying? And so with the Soviet Union shit, they major goal, as far as what I was understanding, is that the whole point of them creating the TV and the television was to manipulate us, brainwash us, literally in the United States or so.
Yes, bro, we went over this before.
Wow, okay, cool.
The whole camera in there. Remember, I'm going to remind you because you was on the panel with us. This was like last year. Remember, we were talking about the waveform when I first started bringing up the waveform, bro. And I was saying how the telekinesis is all a part of it because that's what the television is. They were using the telekinesis. The telekinesis, the black and white, which is the flickering in the mind, the portals in the mind, the brainwashing of the mind. All of that is what that is from, bro. Literally.
Oh, that's right. Because we were talking about static and all that stuff too. That's right.
Yes. So it all is a part of it. So they use it. All of it came in at the same time, and this is the same time they also were planning and plotting the corona. You know, I would just be quiet. But y'all know what I'm talking about. The CV, when they were doing the first satellite program with Eastman Kodak Company and with Procter & Gamble dealing with the lights, sending the first so-called satellite up, supposedly, when they sent something out to take pictures of all this stuff, blah, 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 with the so-called CV. And a lot of that had to do with the same thing because it was using the telepixels, taking certain materials that they use from the ethers and things that they gathered, like certain particles or something they were using and all that stuff. Man, it's some crazy, freaky shit they've been doing to us. And I'm just tired of it. I'm really tired of it.
That's right. So I mean, to the point to where it's like that's what I was saying too. It's like a no-brainer, you know. It's like, come on, man. Like asking, like pretend. It's like they got us to the point where we pretending like we don't know still, like, you know, pretending to be done, like unsure almost. You see what I'm saying? Right. It's like, nah. It's like right there. Like it's like what you gonna do at this point? You know what I mean? You know the rabbit, you know, the cat is out the bag, the rabbit is out the hat. What you gonna do? You know what I mean?
Right. We got to really like get ourselves together because the thing is, the lie's over. We got to just let them know we're not going for the shit no more. We're tired. We're not going for it. We have to really stand up. I know people's like, what can I do? What shit? You can't do nothing by your damn self. But if we start pulling together, start letting these people separate us, then maybe we can figure out some shit together. You know, you know what I'm saying? Go ahead, bro. What you gonna say on that?
No, I'm just saying that that's right. You know what I mean? Because I think that's the thing. It's such a divide because a lot of people, believe it or not, they really don't think that them people would do the things that we claim they doing. They really don't believe it. Even though no matter how much evidence we show them, all and all that, they like, man, still ain't nowhere in the hell. No, you trying to tell me don't know? Like all these smart people that we know and stuff like that didn't know this, don't know this. You see what I'm saying? That's how they think about it. Like all these people in the world, you think they participate in this willingly? And that's our whole point. Like, no, they're not doing it willingly. It's by trickery. That's what we try to tell y'all. But they don't really see it that way. So for real, they really don't really get it. They really don't.
They really don't. And that's how they keep fooling us because the ones, how can I say it? The ones that don't really see it, guys, you know what the problem is? Y'all may be too dead in your mind. You got to really clean yourself out. Y'all might have to do some really heavy, hard ass work, like heavy meditation, some heavy fasting, some heavy detoxing. You got to do a lot. Because if you're not seeing this and it's not clear to you, something is really wrong. Like, I mean, I don't know what to say. The shit is like too crazy right now for somebody not to see it. That's the way I feel about it. I'm finna show y'all again. Anybody that didn't see the video, I ain't gonna go through I can't go over every video we've been doing over the last 2 months, but I'm about to show you. These are 3 different things they were using back then to help these people that were having issues. Look at this. Summary of incidents of induced leukemia among various groups of persons subjected to the ionizing radiation. The numbers under the circles refer to the radiation of X-rayed infants, refer to children treated by the thymic enlargement. The X-rayed adults refer to patients with the ankylosing spondylitis. References to the original literature and methods of the estimated incidence of the radiation-induced leukemia and radiation doses are contained in science. So this is what happened. They were inducing these people. Is a lot of people survived. Some people, you know, some of the kids and children were, you know, it affected, but some of them, they needed it because they were, how can I say it? They were indisposed because a lot with the mixing that was going on around this time, these people weren't able to, you know, I guess cure themselves or get themselves back better. So they had to find something to help with their nitrogen ass body. So this is what they were using. Redditor. It's a radioactive water, radium and mesothorium and triple distilled water. This is what they were using. They're talking about how to protect yourself. Talking about the atomic bomb. Not letting these people know that their ass was created in a damn incubator and their ass was just deteriorating from the fucking sun because they was parasites. So they started telling them, use this, use this. These just some of the, they were using strontium for their teeth, all this stuff because their teeth started deteriorating, falling out. Scientists term radiation a peril to the future of man. Even small doses can prove harmful to descendants or victims, they say. A safety limit is urged, so depending on what was going on. It said the exposure check of all asks curved back on dental and medical x-rays. So as you know, they'll tell you, like, when you go into the dentist, they'll put those machines on you, and then they'll put those little like it's a heavy wrap. I don't know what's in it, but it's some kind of wrap supposed to protect you from it, right? But they'll go right out the room. So you know that radiation is real powerful, so it can't be that unpowerful. This is from the Journal of Heredity in 1946. The Nobel War Committee is to be commended for giving utmost emphasis to the fact on the newborn age of the atom. Mueller's discovery assumes a new and urgent importance to every human being. There was much talk of genocide at the Nuremberg trial, but one of the things we need to know right now is how genolytic is the bomb, how effective it is as a means of creating pools of lethal and deleterious genes, deleterious, I can't even say that word for some reason. Deleterious genes. Mueller pointed out at the time of the Nobel Prize announcement that we do not yet know the answers, but there is no reason to believe that a whiff of atomic energy is calculated to improve the human germ plasma. The human germ plasma. Now, you know they ain't talking about us, because our plasma is what? Our plasma good. We got light plasma. All right, let me see. In the world of turmoil through the explosion of the atom bomb, that's what they're talking about. This award emphasizes a very important truth. The Mueller effect has long been one of the most important tools for research into the fundamental life process. Now it extends beyond the laboratory and becomes of urgent interest to every one of us. Now, they knew about this by this time because they had already used the incubated babies about maybe 30 years prior to that. Keep this in mind. Not only did the bomb bring quick or lingering death to 100,000 people, it temporarily sterilized several times that many, thus proving that they had been exposed to heavy enough radiation to have a profound and yet undetermined effect of the germ plasm of the Japanese people. Here they go again with different names. I ain't gonna read all these. I want to get to these pictures. This is the power of the atomic bomb, saying how it was gonna destroy humanity, this, and that. They weren't the ones that did it either. They kept saying that, who was it? I think they said Russia or someone had did the atomic bomb, but the United States is actually the one. I showed that in the other video. They the ones that did that bomb. So this number is devoted to the discussion of the effects of X-ray and radium in products and the changes in the genes and the genomes and the chromosomes. This was just an ad I put in there. Hold on, I'm going to get to it. Okay, here it goes. Artificial transmutation of the gene. Most modern genetics will agree that gene mutations form the chief basis of organic evolution. How is it a mutation and it's organic? They such liars. And therefore, of most of the complexities of living things. Unfortunately for the genetics, however, the study of their mutations and through them of the genes. Now we're going to read this. I'm going to zoom in on this part. Most modern genetics will agree that gene mutations form the chief basis of organic evolution, and therefore most of the complexities of living things. Unfortunately for the geneticists, however, the study of these mutations and through them of the genomes themselves has hereto been very seriously hampered by the extreme infrequency of their occurrences under ordinary conditions, and by the general unsuccessfulness of the attempt to modify decidedly in a sure, detectable way. The sluggish natural mutation rate, modification of the innate nature of the organism for their more directly utilitarian, oh gosh, I'm getting so tongue twisted, y'all. I'm sorry. Utilitarian purposes has of course been subject to those same restrictions, and the practical breeder has hence been compelled to remain content with the mere making of recombinations of the material already at hand, provincially supplemented on the rare and isolated occasions by an unexpected mutation windfall. To these circumstances are due to the wide widespread desire of the part of the biologist to gain some measure of control over the hereditary changes within the genes. So they're talking about the mutations they were doing there. Likewise, in physics, one of the most important problems is that of the transmutation of the elements, as illustrated especially by radium. But as yet, these transmutations go on quite unalterably and of its own accord, though if the means were found of influencing it, we might have inanimate matter practically at our disposal, and would hold the key to unthinkable stores of concentrated energy. What does this remind you guys of? They're talking about that kind of the CERN stuff, right? That would render possibility of any achievements with inanimate things. Mutation and transmutation, the two keystones of our rainbow bridge to power. Mutation and transmutation, the two keystones of our rainbow bridges to power. This shows the genomes here, the somatic diagram. And it shows the types of chromosomal duplication, genetic and somatic force. What does it say? I think it says formulas for plants, heterogeneous for factor pair A and B's ratio, As I said, we showed earlier, it's going to go into in the other one. They used the primrose as the example they were showing, and they also used the grasshopper, making the mutations and showing how they actually went over. It shows the treatments. You know, this is kind of talking about that. We don't get into all that because it's kind of what we're saying, the same thing. I just want y'all to kind of see this. Go to the other video if y'all want to see that. I want y'all to see the pictures of the radium and the cell life. Okay, the magic touch of radium.
So you going into right there? That shit so deep. Go ahead.
Ain't it crazy, bro? The magic touch of radium on cell life. Look how they were using it, guys. Now, this is what they did in the incubators. They used the radium because the radium actually works with nitrogen, with the nitrogen-based body. So what, like brother was saying, they keep this from them as well. They don't want to tell them, oh yeah, half y'all came from an incubator, half y'all test tube babies, half y'all was here, and we use radium to help control everything because y'all body was all mixed shifted because the sun was killing y'all ass off because y'all was parasites. Yeah, they ain't tell all that stuff, but yeah, they did the experiments and they were showing them what they did. They were just, oh, this is going on the plants and the animals, but we know the biological chemistry, right? We don't get into all that. Let's keep it moving. These are some of the documents they had, the memoirs. We got into a couple of those, I believe, too. I looked up some of those on the other video, I believe. We don't get to everything they said, but here, this is showing it. So the Anathera, this is the primrose, and it showed all these different branches they used when making the what do you call it? The dwarf cells. Some of them were shorter. See how some of them came shorter. This is how the dwarfs. This is how they start getting the dwarfs. And these are the same thing. These are the Lamarckia. Kiana is the grasshopper. Same, showing you the same thing. See, some of them were short, dwarf. That's why it's different sizes, different shapes of them because they were experimenting with them first. Like they were pulling the other damn thing. The mutation theory, experiments and observations on the origin of species of the vegetable kingdom. Keep it in mind when you're thinking about stem cells and all these different things, when you're thinking about light and plasma, when they're saying these plants and vegetables and all that, you know, they're still talking about atoms, atomic structure of these other humans. Can life be produced by radium? They asked, like they didn't already know they did that shit years ago, playing with people. Like, oh, we're just going to put it out there. See, we have to tell the truth. We'll act like we said and we exposed it to people. You know, this is how they do. Show you some half-ass shit. So you just wonder, oh, I don't know. I can't figure it out myself if you don't figure it out. But yeah, we be knowing what's going on. These are some of the pictures the guy drew when he was showing the mutations, so on and so forth. This is the experiments, J.B. Butler Burke. The origin of life, its physical basis and definition. So this is from 1906. You don't say plant life right here, right? Y'all see this. This one was from 1906. This was prior to the other ones, right? The other one said plant, and they were talking about the grasshopper and all that other shit. This is 1906. This is saying the origin of life. Okay, just to clarify that if y'all ain't getting it. Generation by radium. We ain't gonna read all this stuff because y'all know. Scientists' great discovery. The wonderful discovery is stated to have been made by Dr. Berg in the laboratory in Cambridge by the means of radium and sterilized bullion placed together in a test tube. Placed together in a test tube. Didn't I tell y'all? Test tube babies and incubators. We ain't gonna read all the rest of that. Those are the things he was just talking about, showing them in the cultures. Here go the incubators, guys. See? These are incubators. They're putting the, yeah. Let me show you a couple of other things. This is before radium, guys. This is the proof here. I was showing you guys. It talks about it. The lead vest. Yes, sis, that's what it was. The lead vest. I was trying to remember earlier. I couldn't think what it was. So this is them before radium, and this is after radium. So they were deteriorating. They probably didn't know. They was like, what's going on? What's wrong with us? Oh my gosh, why are we going through this? Why are we going out in the sun and we just start to deteriorate and it's just killing our ass off? And this why. Y'all needed some treatments. Because see, once they started having their children and, you know, trying to mix and this, that, they still were having issues because their body was still chemically induced. So now those test tubes, babies that were now, you know, out, the son's like, wait a minute, this ain't right. This shit ain't right. Hold on now. Let me get rid of your ass. Zap, zap. Son started zapping their ass and they didn't know what to do. They didn't know what was going on. So they was like, ooh, we're going to start these radium treatments because that's how they got here. If we give them the radium, they'll start getting balanced. And sure enough, look what happened to their ass. They got balanced right out with that good old radium to that nitrogen ass. They was look, a world of hope. Radium. Radiation, the same thing that kills you. The same thing they use for people with chemo treatments. Why? Because the chemo treatment is not for us, it's for them. Because when they get the chemo treatment, it actually heals them because they're getting the radium that they need for their nitrogen body. If some dumbass tell you you need some radiation or chemotherapy for your body, you let them know that's not for me. I'm an organic being. Okay, look, they had suppositories for these people to help them because they were losing all type of vitality in all their lives. We're going to read this real quick. For restoring sex power, vital radium suppositories, they were sticking up their booty. For rectal use by men, for sex energizers for the entire nervous, glandular, and for their circulatory systems. They needed the radium suppositories to help them. I ain't gonna read the whole thing. I mean, the shit is self-explanatory. I don't know. You got something to say about any of this, bro? This shit just crazy. You just be facts and facts and facts and.
Hey, that exactly. So you just putting the facts down. Hey, I'm just sitting here soaking it up because it's like you running it. You know what I'm saying? You gone. Shit. I'm just listening.
Okay.
For real though.
And they had, look at that. They had the radioactive solar pads, y'all. They was like, oh, let me get this pad and just put it on. Goodness gracious. You know how we get a heating pad for a little pain or something like that? Yeah, they had to have that radioactive solar pad to get them back into functioning properly, get their circulatory systems going, get their back in order, get everything that was going on helped. For their health. Look, it says it right here. I tell you right here. Radium is restoring health to thousands. What thousands? The thousands and thousands they were shipping over here. The ones that were incubated in other areas. I showed you guys the incubators in other areas weren't just here. They had the incubators all over the different countries. Radium. Look, it was their go-to plan. They had radium beauty. Shit, the women was looking horrible. They needed that radium. Look, all type of products. Just check it out. Beauty products. Guaranteed to contain a definite amount of actual radium. Nature's greatest aid to beauty. How's it nature's aid to beauty? Radium, Ra. It's a chemical that is not the sun. It's a false sun. It's a false light. Remember, I was telling you guys about the platinum lights and like the lead lighting and all that. That's the same thing. That's that fake light, the false light, the Ra, radium. They had radium cigarettes. These people were getting all the sufficiency they needed through the freaking radium. Can y'all believe this crap? They had a dance. They were so happy about the shit. Look, And they done made a whole dance about it. They was like, "Ooh, we building this. We're making this whole clan for the world." They're all you freaking demonic Satan seeds, your dark cycles. But yeah, it makes things grow. It's fertilizer. We'll just put in everything. It's just awesome for the earth. We're just gonna transmutate the earth. And then y'all just start transfiguring everything from organic, GMO, all this stuff, just polluting our planet. The sun kill it off. Y'all keep putting more shit out there. Y'all gonna learn today once y'all get dispensed off this shit. Look, they even had a radium hotel. You can go sit and be absorbing radium everywhere you go. Ain't this absurd? Peace, Truth Master Dre. Yes, gave them that noble gases to stabilize their ass. They needed it. They needed it. They had to have it. For sure. Craziness. The craziness of it all, y'all. The craziness of it all. The X-radium heater. What is that right now, guys? That microwave that y'all love to use. I told y'all don't use the microwaves. The radiation in that shit will kill you. It's not for you, okay? X-radium heater, the greatest invention of the age for keeping your breakfast hot, for keeping your dinner hot, for keeping the coffee and the pudding and food hot, And it said it lasts forever. So you know some of these people still have this. And they're getting this radiation in their food daily. The ones that don't have these old ones that they brought from their ancestors, right? They're using the microwaves. It's not for you. Everything is not for you. You better know it. Okay? Indispensable to every household, fully nickeled and polished. It makes a handsome addition to the dining room equipment. Heating on any stove range, wood, coal, gas, gasoline, oil, without any extra expense. A little thing. Look, they even had a radium hearth. Look. They just sitting around in the room like, ooh, look, we're just getting glorified. You know they got now, right? Them sun tanning booth. Oh yeah, come to your sun tanning booth. They don't gotta have a hearth in the house. They could just go to a sun tanning booth. And who knows what they doctor's prescribing them? I mean, we don't go to the doctor with them, right? Do you have a Caucasian friend that you've been to the doctor with? Do you know what, the doctor's prescribing them? Are they still getting radium tablets? Are they, I'm just wondering, what's really going on? I just want y'all to see that again. If y'all didn't have a chance to, see the other videos, just give you a brief summary of that. I don't want to read too much more of it, but it's just phenomenal, right? It's phenomenal. You got anything to say on that, bro? I'm going to sit for a second. I've been running my mouth. Let me just take a sip real quick.
Hey, what can I say to the soul? What can I say?
What's your thoughts on they radium ass? Bro, what you think about they radiated ass?
It was interesting about radium. Radium is a pretty serious thing, though. It really is.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And even when you look at the atomic number of it and all that, if I'm mistaken, I think it's 88. Hold on, let me put it up.
Right.
I think it got something to do with the 8s or some shit. Hold on, let me see. I forget what I don't know. I can remember you showed you showed the atomic number of it and all that, did you? Periodic.
The atomic number is RA, bro.
There you go. Exactly. I knew it was something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. So
ain't that something?
Ain't that something? You see what I'm saying? That ain't no coincidence, right?
That ain't no coincidence. It's a false light.
That's crazy, man.
The GMO of the sun, bro. That's crazy. It's the opposite. GMO of the sun. That's just basically what it is.
It's 88. So that's the number. 88. Well, you of course you already know that because you know it's rock.
Yes, we read that. I'm sorry. I think I might have skipped over. It was on one of the articles. It was saying that it was 88. It was maybe let me see. Oh no, go and talk about it, Brian. I ain't got to pull it up.
You know what? As a matter of fact, let me see what the number 88 means. So you know how we do. We did.
Yeah, it has something.
Shit.
Yes, go right ahead, bro. I pulled it up, bro. I'm trying to see if I got it right quick. If not, please find it. But yeah, it was showing it because I had to go back to my video, bro. You know my mind be all over. Whatever it was, I looked it up.
Hey, you ain't gonna believe this shit. So hey, put in your search bar. Define the number 88 and see if you're gonna pull up the same thing I just got. This is gonna fuck you up. You gonna goddamn then put hey, brace yourself now.
Oh, you said the definition. It was something. Okay.
Like literally put in define the number 88.
And the number 88. We're gonna pull it up for y'all to see it as well. I'm gonna share the screen. Give me a second.
Brace yourself now. Get ready to brace yourself. I had no fucking idea.
I'm pretty sure.
I ain't put it up like this first time. I was on some numerology ass shit.
Yeah.
What? Come on now. I told you to brace yourself, didn't I? Ain't no way in the hell.
Bro, I'm telling you, you might think I'm joking, bro, and I'm just saying this. We just went over this last week. Like, that's why I was like, I know, but I can't really bring it to mind because there's so many videos we've been doing. But I'm finna pull it up so they can see it. It went into all this stuff with Christ. We went into how it tied into with all this different stuff, and it's all with like hate and the heart chakras, bro. I'm telling you, I can't even tell you all the videos I've been doing the last couple of weeks. And I'm telling you, everything tying in, and I miss a video.
Because if I don't catch person live, I
can't really, it's hard to like disseminate everything.
See, that is crazy because I had no fucking idea.
But this, I didn't do the definition, bro, but it literally said the same thing, bro. This is what's crazy. It says 88 is a white supremacist numerical code for Heil Hitler. H is the 8, and it's into the what is it? Oh my gosh, the swastika thing. I think that's the video it's on, guys. Y'all will see that. H is the eighth letter of the alphabet. So 88 is HH. Heil Hitler, one of the most common white supremacist symbols. 88 is used throughout the entire white supremacist movement, not just neo-Nazis. It was something else though with it.
That shit,
the angel number. Here you go. We was talking about the angle and the angels, y'all. Remember?
That's what I looked up, sister, right there.
Oh yeah, bro. Well, both of bro, it's still, you might not think it do, but it's still the same thing. This is what I'm telling you, because I did a video, if you get a chance to look at it, on the swastika, and it talks about some of this stuff. It don't say exactly what this says, but it's the same thing. It reads into it, and it's all kind of tying into what's going on with the Jews. We showed a video a couple of weeks ago, bro, where they were talking about, how he got rid of the blind, blue eye, and all this. Everybody that they killed, bro, was they people. That was even a lie. I mean, all this stuff be a lie, and it all comes back to something different. So 88, here it goes again, guys. As a result, the angel number, which angel, remember that. 88 is associated with achievement of goals, wealth, finance, success, efficiency, and intuition, among other things. The angel number is also associated with creativity. People with this number enjoy making things that last a long time. Keeping in mind, they don't have creativity. Why? Because they don't have a soul. You have to have a soul to be able to have imagination. Able to have creativity, you need imagination to create things, whether you know it or not. So go ahead, bro. I know you want to say something else about it.
That in particular, I'm really still pondering on that shit. So I cannot believe that shit that was just that concrete, and it's literally going right into. See, I be paying attention to the synchronization, man. I be like, man, god damn it, you know what I mean? Because like once you go through this a lot, you always see that everything is synced up. Like once you really tap,
it's always synced up, bro.
So I always take the time to give gratitude, man. You know what I mean? To really take a step back and really see things for what they actually are. You know what I mean? Like y'all, man, I don't want to go on a rant, man, but y'all really got to start paying attention to synchronization. If you don't, like when I say pay attention to it, give gratitude, because we pay attention to it all the time. We see it all the time, but we just brush it off like it ain't nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like when let's say you just thinking about something, and then you go somewhere and then you see something exactly what you was thinking about. You got to recognize that that's showing you that you are on the right track, that you are on the right path. You're doing the right thing. That's what it's called. That's why it's called synchronization. You're in sync with the universe. You know what I mean? That's what it's. That's what it's showing.
And when you're in sync, that means what? That means that you are operating with the universe. You know how we talk about you guys are a part of the cosmos. You are the cosmos as well. Everything that's in you is within the cosmos. Everything in the cosmos is within you. We are in sync. This is why you are able to be grounded when you connect with the earth, because you are part of this earth. The earth wants you to be on a perfect resonance. The earth continues to purify you when you ground yourself. I know I mention this all the time, but it's so important. When you do that, you balance yourself out. The earth actually brings you to the perfect frequency and a frequency that should be within your body, in your cells, helping to change anything that's metabolically going on within your body. It literally will cleanse it. Any type of ailment you have going on, anything of that nature, the earth will purify your body of that. Therefore, if it's something that is not natural or organic to this earth, the earth's going to destroy it. It's going to knock it out. It's going to burn it up and just get it right out of there. And that's what's kind of going on with certain beings that are pathogens, that are created beings. The same thing is going on with some of the beings that are dark seeds, that are actually seeds of the Nephilim. People don't believe that, but this is like factual. This stuff is true. It's been proof. I showed y'all the videos of the actual bones. We've looked at so many different things over the past couple of weeks. There's just no way y'all not following me. There's just no way y'all don't understand what I'm talking about or where I am at any point in time when I'm talking about anything. Unless you're just like missing most of these videos. I mean, I know there's a lot of videos. A lot of times people are doing like hours and hours built, and it's hard to like get around. But I mean, I'm not trying to be funny, but y'all really got to check this information out. I don't take time to do these things and put the information together, you know, to kind of sink you guys into, you know, opening up your eyes and your mind and being able to create certain things so that you can actually see it, because you are within all the power of what we can create on this atmosphere. We have the strength. We have the power. We are becoming more strengthened. We're receiving more powers. We're becoming more enlightened for a reason. And we need to be taking advantage of this. But the only way you're going to be able to do that is if you really connect to yourself, to the self. By doing that, you are connecting to the Most High. By doing that, you are connecting to the universe. By doing that, we are connecting to each other. By doing that, we are more powerful. We have more strength. You have to be able to like literally see inside of yourself, be able to manage yourself from outside, be able to like literally be on the outside of your physical and operating in your spirit. And the only way to do that is to realize that you are really on the inside, to be able to even see the eye that is inside that actually guides you, the true eye. This is the one that will guide you to where you're supposed to be. This is the one that will ascend you. This is the one that when you're stuck in a place that isn't for you, you'll be able to coincide with going in the right direction, the correct frequency, because you're flowing on that right frequency. You're with it. You're connected to the spirit. That spirit is guiding you. You're not being able to be tapped into and let these physical things entrap your mind and stagnate your brain and take you somewhere else and have you feeling like you don't have that strength. You don't have that power. Being stagnated in the mind, being stagnated in your spirit.
That's right. And that's when you connected to the true light. And let's not get it twisted, y'all. It's always going to be a tug of war effect. You know what I mean? You're always going to be being poured on. You know what I mean? It's like an alcoholic just trying to stay away from that first drink. There'll be a last drink again. You know what I mean? The one that quit, you be like, man, that first drink gonna be the fuck up of my life again. You see what I'm saying? I've been sober for 20 years, but they always being tugged. Every time they see a bill, they're like, man, it sure be nice, but they like, nah, I don't drink no more though. See what I'm saying? So, you know, yeah, I just kind of want to put it in. And so I want to double down on another thing you said. When it comes to like the inside out and stuff like that, because I think that to people, so a lot of people, they take that like more metaphysical and they be like, man, that's kind of too far-fetched to kind of grasp, right? But they really got to understand it's really true. So I don't know if you want to share, if you would mind sharing one more thing for me.
Sure.
And it's called.
Or you want me to look something up real quick?
Yeah, you can pull it up for me, please. It's called Astrolab. So you can just pull up parts of an astrolabe, or I think that's how you say it, astrolabe, parts of an astrolabe, and then click on the pictures, and it's gonna go into. I think it's pretty interesting.
LABE.
Yes, ma'am. LABE. First of all, we already know the Astro is light and all that. I know that caught your attention as soon as I said, you know what I mean? So
I know exactly what you're talking about, bro. That's funny. I was actually looking at this a couple of weeks ago when I was talking about that, the core energy and stuff. Hold on, I'm finna share it.
You see, that's synchronization again. You see,
that's what I'm saying, bro. I'm telling you, you already know we gonna be in sync when you jumped up here. I mean, shit.
Trying to tell you, and this shit finna be serious. I'm finna see this shit so good. When you click on the pictures, it should be the first picture you see. And it just had the labels, because the main thing I want to catch is the labels so people can see where I get the words from.
Acting a little slow, so give.
Okay, that's fine.
Hope it don't knock me out.
Yeah, I can see when it load up. But yeah, this thing we're looking at though, because I'm not gonna go into what the actual instrument is. I'm just gonna double down on what Sister Soul is saying about how we actually connect to the universe. All right, and I'm gonna show y'all how we know this to be a fact. And but this instrument that she putting up right now is called astrolabe.
You want me to double down on one of
them? My bad. Go ahead.
Wait a minute. Okay.
You were saying something, Sister?
I'll pull this one up. Okay, there we go. Oh no.
I can't hear you, so I think you might probably went out. Or my internet went out or something.
I told you.
Yeah, I can hear it now.
Okay.
Yeah.
There we go. It's coming up now, bro. It's doing that. I told you every time it do that to me.
Oh yeah, I understand. Had so much going on your computer.
Here we go.
Well, I'm sure you computer literate. So do you ever go in?
Oh no, it's coming up. I'm still pulling it up. Hold on a second. It's gonna come up.
Okay.
Yeah, it's coming up now. I just had to. Sometime it knocked me out, and then it started acting fine. It's crazy. But go ahead.
But yeah, it's just a word on there. I don't know if you can zoom in on the phone. I just want to see this one word. So and say this and read over it. Well, you say I think you already said you read over it, right? With this. I don't know if you have.
No, not particularly. I'm just saying this. I was talking about the core and the mother thing. That I read some of this. I didn't read it on the live, bro. It's crazy that this came up. But go ahead. What you wanted to read on?
Well, actually, the main thing I wanted to point out, right? I'm just gonna give people a briefing of what it actually is, unless you want to read what it is. So you can read all the stuff you want to. You know what I mean? It's just gonna get in descriptions of all of this. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, actually, go ahead. Just go ahead. I'm just showing it to him.
Okay. So basically, I'm gonna give y'all a briefing on what it is. Y'all can look it up on your own time because this ain't the main point. But since we're showing, I may as well tell you what it is, right? But this is what they use to navigate with. This is like one of the first navigation tools. There was quote that was said to be created over in the North Africa and all that, more specifically in Islam or whatever, right? And so it's explaining the parts of this tool. Let me put it up on my phone so I can see it real good. Let's see. So it's explaining the parts of this tool, right? And I'm gonna give each name of it, and then I'm gonna go into the one I'm actually trying to pull up, just so y'all can grasp and may motivate y'all to look into it, right? So the labels is rule, ecliptic ring, a reet, and that's the word we're gonna look up. Reet, a star pointer, a plate, a limb, a mater, M-A-T-E-R, not two T's, which we all know that means mother. Okay, it had a womb, a sight, and an elidade. All right. So when y'all look to it, y'all see what all that means. So will you define the word reets for me? R-E-T-E.
Sure.
Oh well, actually, hold on. So before you go to it, let me read what they say read is, and then we can see how they be with the fuckery. Excuse my friend, but yeah. Well, actually, yeah. Read it out the one that you read it out the one that you got pulled up. I don't have that pulled up. Read the description of the reet. So
okay.
R-E-T-E.
This cutout plate, sometimes called star net, carries the star pointers and ecliptic ring and can be rotated over the latitude plates underneath. The star pointers mark the location of particular stars. There are were often labeled on the reed. As the reed is turned astrolabe, the star pointers mark out the position of these stars against the background of the celestial sphere, which is engraved on the latitude plate underneath, visible through the cut out sections of the reed. The ecliptic ring is the annual path of the sun through the sky, it's as seen from the earth. A belt extending around 6 degrees north and north of the ecliptic is called the zodiac. Within the belt, the apparent motions of the sun and planets take the place. The zodiac is divided into 30-degree intervals, giving us the 12 months of the zodiac calendar.
Yes, ma'am. Now,
yep.
They ain't gonna. Now, when you pull up the definition of the word "reet," they ain't gonna say none of that. So you're gonna be amazed at what they tell us the reet is. So it's gonna let you know what they read what a reet really is that they're not telling us, and how they kind of philosophizing it. You know what I'm saying? With that, you see what I'm saying? So they pull up the word "reet" itself. They simply just define reet. Cause this messed me up. I was like, "Oh shit! This is what they telling me. This the constellation, the stars and stuff is, which we already know." But yeah.
Why is not letting me go back? Hold on, let me see. Google.
It's gonna be really interesting. And like again, y'all, I'm getting her to do this for me to double down on what she was saying to show how we are connected to the universe. You know what I mean? And everybody know it. Well, I ain't gonna say everybody know it. But when we do our due diligence, we'll find that to be true. So basically, when you're navigating the stars, you're navigating yourself, basically. You're going within yourself. You are inside of the womb of the earth. And you are basically like a cell running through it, which is like trillions of cells that make up your body. Down there, trillions of people, let me tell it. So it's all like one cent. Yes, ma'am. No, it's RETE. So
bringing
R-E-T-E.
up exam and all this other stuff, bro.
You heard me? It's RETE. Can you hear me, so? I don't think you can hear me.
Oh, TE? Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, you said TE, bro?
RETE.
Hold on. Don't tell me this thing acting stupid.
Can y'all hear me in the chat? Because I don't think sister can hear me.
I can hear you. You can't hear me?
I can hear you. Yes, ma'am. I can hear you. The word is RETE. Yeah. I don't know if it's me or her. Can y'all hear me out there? Put a one in the chat, because it might be me.
Can y'all hear me? If y'all can hear me, put a one. Because I don't know what's going on. Can you hear me now, Wisdom?
Yes, ma'am. Can you hear me?
Wisdom?
Yes, ma'am. I hear you.
Yeah, it's this internet. Yeah, it's just acting stupid. Okay, bro. There you go. Hold
on. Take me out and bring me back in, so it might work for you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you.
You can't hear me now, Wisdom?
I hear you loud and clear.
Okay, it's good now. It's good. Yep, I can hear you. Okay, there you go. All right. It says an elaborate network of blood vessels or nerve cells.
Now, they ain't had nothing to do with what they said. Ain't no more definitions for it, neither is it? Not another.
Nope, a network, especially of blood vessels or nerves, plexus and anatomical part resembling or including a network.
So that's what they're telling you the read is on that astrolabe they were showing. But they didn't tell us that
what it really is.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. But it is, though, compared to that the definition that we read before, too. So it kind of coincides, bro.
Yeah, but that was really interesting for me, though, for them to actually say blood cells and all that type of stuff. Then when you look up what the network looked like, it appears it looked just like the diagram on that instrument. You see what I'm saying? You know,
and when we think about the that TIRTHANKARA, bro, it shows that the the way, like how that energy, how it's talking about the death and the life and the death, the rebirth or whatever. It shows like that same thing, like it's the diamond coming in and the diamond coming from the bottom, just like that. You know, I can't explain. You know,
Oh,
what I'm
you
talking
about the tetrahedron, the star tetrahedron?
Yes. So it kind of was showing that or whatever. And it talks about that, and it's saying that that's yes, it's the same thing, and that's the same thing. It goes back to another video we did. It was I was showing about the Black Madonna. I did a Black Madonna video, and they talk about the core energy and all that. That's why I was saying this refers to that, and what you were talking about, the wheel and all that stuff. So a lot of this stuff is like, it really tells you it's us. You know, everything goes back to us. It's just a matter of you looking inside of yourself and really being able to see that, which is what's important.
That's right, so that's right. And that's the only way to see it is to go inside of yourself. Yeah, like, you know, we could try to explain it and give all the literature and all that stuff, but, you know, for the ones that really know, it's really unexplainable, man. When you really tap in, it's unexplainable. Like, ain't no words for it. It just really ain't. I could just try to, man, and it ain't no what people think. Oh, like, oh, I'm woke now. I'm enlightened, so you know I'm just gonna be like a guru. I'm a god. No, man, get out of that fairy tale shit. You see what I'm saying? All that shit fairy tale. You know, and it is truth though. When you know a lot, it's more of a burden than anything. You know, the freest people are the ones that don't know much. You know what I mean? They the freest. You know, and they kind of like remind you of the knowing the knowledge between good and evil. You know, it's like sometimes it's better not to know with certain things, and that's how a lot of people feel. You know, when it comes to religion and stuff like that, you know, even though they may know something is wrong, but they don't really want to hear nobody tell them that and prove it to them. You know, because they're like, man, I'm just gonna let good be good enough. I'm living my life. Everything is all right. If Jesus ain't real, then goddamn it, let me die thinking he is. All right, you know what I'm saying? And some people really feel like that. They don't want to know the truth, so don't think that everybody want to know what's up, because everybody don't.
They sure don't. It's so sad. We gonna get into some more dissemination. I'm gonna play this video for y'all. Dang, y'all, we done got into almost 3 hours. Y'all know I try to keep it a little short because I really be wanting you guys to really watch the entire video. I see a lot of the watch time. YouTube, stop playing with my shit. I see a lot of times, you know, people are in and out or whatever, but then when you do that, you miss some of the information because y'all know I jump all over the place and like everything really goes together. So you really have to kind of watch it. Just thinking about going inside of yourself, guys, even being able to see that, literally that inner eye inside of yourself, you can see it. There's a visual way. It's hard to describe some things, but I'm going to play something from you from Sister Dr. Yafa Bay. She go deep too. I love her. Check this out.
Nobody puts money on the books. Oh, nobody would notice if he came up missing. These people are stealing people's people, but they always have. They have the nerve to call melanin rich people criminals. Okay? You steal a couple of cigarettes or a pizza or some damn potato chips and you're a criminal, so they can say, oh, what's the color of crime? It's what you call black. No. The color of crime is what you call black when you know that so-called black means white. These are people that have stolen whole empires from people.
Whole empires.
Nationalities from people. Whole languages from people. Stole all kinds of children from people.
Lord.
Stealing whole, for lack of better words, tribes of people from people. Who in the hell is the biggest criminal running around here? Stealing identities from people. And, you know, somebody goes and steals something petty, and they call them criminals. You know, I'm just saying, that's all I'm saying. I'm just saying. So, back to what I was saying. When it comes to this, I'm going to switch back to serotonin. Serotonin is that neurotransmitter I was talking about that you get released during the day by being out in daylight and sunlight. And it regulates your mood. And if you have a deficiency of serotonin, you will get depressed. Anybody that has a depression problem, them fools need, especially if you're melanin rich, you need more sunlight. And if you get too much serotonin, it will cause nausea and migraine headaches. Now, keep this in mind. If you're having a problem
What happened? Hold on, guys.
with depression, in addition to the serotonin that you get during the day, you also need the melatonin that you get at night. So try this from now on. When you go down in the evening for your quote unquote quickening, I like quickening. I don't like the word sleep. I don't like the word
I
rest.
call it recharging.
Sleep and rest means death. Bed means, I'm trying to remember, it has something to do with a dwelling of the devil or something. So I don't particularly like those words, rest, bed,
Laying in
sleep.
bed with the devil.
You know
That's
what
why
I'm
they say laying in
I
bed with the
say-
devil.
I'm going down for my quickening.
Wow.
Because the quickening helps you amplify your resonance or your frequency at which you vibrate. Which,
That's
amplifies or puts you more in accord with the resonance of the omniscience, of omnipresence and omnipotence that everybody keeps calling God, for lack of a better word.
Say it.
And this pineal is your direct link to what you call God.
That's right. That's right.
And it is in its temple. You guys are all going to the temple,
Your temple.
going to the churches, trying to
Individual
find
one.
God out there.
It's yours.
You gotta look and find the creator inside.
Listen up.
And I was watching a movie a while back, and when I watched it, I was like, whoa, that's what happened to me. Now, peep this. If you have heard of, now, people that are fans of this show hate this movie. So there's a movie called, damn, it just flew out of my head just that fast. When it comes back to me, I'll give it to you. This will be for people that are visual. What was the name of this flick? Because, it happened to me like that. And it's a good visual for people that kind of need to see it. Oh, God, what was the name of this movie? I always try to do movies for people that are visual. The Last Airbender. The Last Airbender. Now, people that are into the cartoon and the cartoon movie, The Last Airbender, that shit is dropping it. But only for people that can see what's being dropped.
Facts.
Okay? Now, of course, they do what they do. They make these people pale complexion. Even the Asians that are doing a lot of these anime and whatever, even they have to put this stuff out so that all the so-called Japanese characters look like what you call white people, because they know these fools won't let stuff out unless you're plastering their image on everything. You know what I'm trying to say? It kind of reminds me of the individual. And that individual that was an
The screenshot's still going through some stuff. Just so
I asked him to call me.
you might know though.
And you need to email me if you can't call me because it's long distance.
You say you can't hear?
No, I was telling you, your screenshot's still going. I don't know if you know that though. You probably know.
Oh, okay. Thanks. Yeah, I was finna share a pic. All right.
Email me your phone number and I will call you. You can send the email to Yafabe, Y-A-F like Friday, F like Friday, A, B like boy, E-Y, and then the number 1. Yafabe1@att.net. For the animationist that contacted me on the show last week, I wanted you to call. It may be that you can't call because it's long distance, so email me a number, put on there what state or country you're in, so I can determine the best way for me to contact you, and I'll call you because there's some more information I wanted to give you, and I meant to do it at the beginning of the show, and I knew I was forgetting something, but I'm so far past it now I can't go back, because people are going to be like, wait a minute, hold up, get back where we were. I can't go there, but this cartoon series and movie called The Last Airbender, even the animated.
Okay, I'm sorry. Real quick, guys. Listen to this part very, very intently, right? It may sound strange or weird to some of you guys, but this is literally a fact. She's not, what she's about to explain, she explained it so clearly. I said, I'm going to just let her explain this, because a lot of times I think I'm a little all over the place. We talked about these things. I think me and Wisdom has even talked about this before. It's similar aspect, but not in the eye itself. But I told you guys about the photoretinopathy and certain things in that eye being in tune to the spirit eye, which is the pineal. She's going to go real deep on this. So make sure you guys are listening intently, okay?
one. Just dropping it. So there's something that happened on the real life movie version. And people that follow the show hated the movie because they didn't even get the cat's name right in the movie. It's like, how you gonna make a movie about somebody and you got the dude's name all jacked up? At any rate, there's a part of the movie that reminds me of the first time I encountered this other eye sitting in this cave. And in the movie, for you guys that are visual, the little boy, and he's got all these tattoos on his head. And when he's coming into his power, his whole head lights up. And that's the way it is for people. Melanin-rich people and people that are not melanin-rich that have done the spiritual work. But most people didn't do the work because they were too busy trying to kill us off to do their work.
Do the work. When he realizes in this movie, and I'm going to have to give a part of the show, and I hate doing this for people that got to go see it, but I got to tell you so you know what you're looking for. There's a part in this movie where he finds out that the whole brotherhood of Buddhist monks that he was growing up with and learning from had been killed off and wiped out while he was asleep. Like melanin-rich people in America are asleep. While we're asleep, the whole world is getting killed off. In this movie, again, almost like Lady Ma'at would say, what story ain't our story? People like, you black people want to always make everything about you. Well, no, everything is not about us, but half of these movies are about us. Because the only story worth telling is the nigga story. How about that? That's the only story to tell. That's the only story it is.
In the movie, when he finds out that all of these people have been killed, he runs off because he wants to be alone. And when he runs off, you don't know at first that this is what's happening, but he winds up and it's broad daylight, okay? He winds up in a meditative state. And in this meditative state, which you don't really realize at first that that's what it is, he goes into this cave. Now I'm describing your pineal for you, and I'm giving you this because I'm going to tell you kind of how it happened with me. He goes into this cave, and in here it's dark. He looks ahead, and they show all this darkness. And then all of a sudden, inside this darkness, this eye opens up. And he gets startled. He starts to run out of the cave. And then he stops, and he turns, and he goes back. This is a concept that I call, for lack of better words, the fear of God. And I'm saying all this to take you guys to the Ark of the Covenant. Now, when he goes back in and he takes the time to sit and communicate with this eye, the eye starts to guide him and direct him and tell him what he needs to do, where he needs to go, and gives him all the instructions. Now, eventually, this one eye becomes two eyes, and I don't know if it's the same sitting. I think it takes time. And then the two eyes become a winged serpent. A winged serpent that most people call a dragon. Okay? Now, I don't know how many of you have ever seen a picture image of a so-called Naga. The Nagas, Nagas. The Naga, if you see a picture of a Naga sitting in a Buddhist meditation posture. They're these melanin-rich people, and my son was doing some research back in the day, and he had found whenever they're doing something and they don't want you to know that the people they're showing you are what you call black, when they're doing a sketch, and they're showing a statue or a painting of some work of art, if the hair is made in these little spiraling peppercorns, or looks like a bunch of little spirals sitting on the head, that is their way, even though all the features are aquiline or whatever, that is their way of showing you that this is not what appears to be what it is, what you're calling a white person, but this is how you know it was a hidden way of showing you what you currently identify as a black person. Okay? Now, the Naga imagery has what looks like 7 serpents standing up around the head, okay? Just kind of like extending from the entity sitting in this meditative posture. All right. That's one of the reasons why they destroyed the twin Buddhas. And a sister sent me an email of where this was. But that's one of the reasons why they destroyed the twin Buddhas. And now you have UNESCO financing the rebuilding of them. And you can trust and believe when they are done rebuilding the sitting Buddhas that they blamed the Taliban for. And you can trust and believe the Taliban probably didn't have a damn thing to do with it. Most likely you can trace that right back to the same people I've been pointing. All roads lead to Rome. You go look right back there, and that's probably where it's coming from. But by the time UNESCO is done financing the rebuilding of these twin Buddhas, they're probably going to look like two, what you currently call white boys or white girls or a brother and a sister. I think it was a male and a female. I don't recall. I think it was one male, one female. But the point that I'm making is this. It started out as one eye, it became two eyes, and then eventually, ultimately, it wound up being this very melanin-rich, indigo, fuscus-colored, dark complexioned, what you identify as black, winged serpent. All of you have that. And that's one of the things they were talking about in the so-called Bible about snipping the wings on your serpent. You snip the wings on your serpent by failure to communicate with it. Now, the first time I encountered it, I had what you call the fear of God too. Because I was sitting up, and as you're doing this, at some point you will see an eye open up. You know, you have your eyes closed.
People always say,
state.
The only thing I fear is God.
What you call an eye looking back at you. And it's like, what the hell was that? And it's not like any eye you've ever seen. The eye may be black, it may be red, it may be brown, but one thing's for damn sure, it won't be blue. Now, the eye may open up from bottom to top, like your current eyes on your face, where the eyelid goes from down and up to open. And it might also be that it's more almond-shaped and pointing in a vertical position, like an almond, where the eyelid opens from left to right, opens right from, if you were to take a eye and draw it in the middle of your head, and instead of the eyelids opening from down up, it would open from center to out. And I'm telling you that so that when you see it, you don't totally panic. Because the first time you get this so-called, you know, it's kind of breathtaking because it's kind of startling because it really doesn't look like any eye you've ever seen. It will give you most of these so-called sci-fi movies. It would give that whole monster demon look to it that would scare you the same way it did in this movie, The Last Airbender, which is why the boy ran out. But he was communicating with himself, with his link to the omniversal forces of all that is, and linking you back up to the so-called midnight dark sky, for lack of a better word. Now, when you start getting into the stuff I'm going to be giving you between now and I'm going to do, because I had promised that at some point I spoke myself into an extra show. And I thought tonight was the extra show, but since tonight is the last Thursday of the month, that means that I have committed myself to next Thursday. But after next Thursday, it's going to be every other Thursday. And the good thing about it being every other Thursday, that will give you guys 2 weeks to practice the stuff I'm going to be giving you as we go. However, once I get through with all the spiritual science, I'm going back to the whole, what I originally wanted to do, which is the last Thursday of every month. That's when I'll be getting to law and politics. By then, and a lot of people are like, well, wait a minute, I need to know more about the law. They took my children and they have my husband, my son's in jail. Once you get into what I'm giving you on the spiritual stuff, a lot of that legal stuff is not even gonna bother you. You're gonna be able to shut a lot of that stuff down by using the stuff that I'm gonna be trying to give you, all right?
These castles.
Now, in this movie, this so-called dark force, because you know they always talk about the rise of the dark forces
Like,
that they don't want to happen, and I bet they don't.
Yeah,
because when this stuff rises for the melanin people, everybody
God damn, that was amazing right there.
Wasn't that? Right? You seen it, bro? Now, crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Let me get into the Ark of the Covenant, and I gave that movie for people that are visuals, so you can go see what I'm talking about. Because otherwise, everything I'm telling you is like, oh, this girl's trying to awaken devils in us. No, I'm not. I'm not attempting to awaken any demons or devils in you.
Look at them pyramids.
Most likely, you're functioning on your demon and devil already. Everybody has what you call a god and what you call a devil. But we have found ourselves, because we are so busy following other strange gods, for lack of better words, you fail to come to know
back
your
here.
own.
Look, pyramid here.
And because you don't know
big
your
ass
own,
pyramid right there.
that is why you are being
They'll never say nothing.
misled,
Tell you about it. We'll
destroyed.
never know the size
And the whole world is being destroyed. Our people are not sovereign citizens. And I know people get pissed when I say it, but none of the rich people of America, the autochthonous Americans that were here first, from the source, from the beginning, aborigine, from the first.
Aborigine.
Were sovereign prior to the arrival of Europeans.
Been sovereign.
Not only were we
the
sovereign
only
prior
ones.
to the arrival of Europeans, some of the Europeans that were being horrendously abused, mistreated, and injured and damaged were allowed to not become us,
take
not
our
become
place,
subordinate to us, not become superior to us, but to attach their sovereignty to ours. Like we erected the American thing and helped them erect the United States for them, not for us, for them. Because we were already sovereign, okay? The Europeans that were here were enslaved, and they were debtors and indentured servants and subjects.
Y'all see, I'm gonna leave that there for a minute.
Of the church, the crown, and the international bankers.
I'm gonna let it sit there for a minute.
Now, these individuals that had no sovereignty, some of them ran, thousands of them ran amongst our people. This is why.
Look, it's showing the incubators. Look, this is for the
incubators.
That's
the incubators. Okay.
Yeah, okay. Look at them.
Man, that's
they
crazy.
Look test tube ass damn freaking. The look they. Let me shut my ass up.
And they was really doing it.
Wow, bro.
Man. This shit was really successful though. Like it's literally, there are literally incubator babies running around. You know how you back in the day
we say it, but
yeah, we like, oh, incubator baby. You see what I'm saying? Declining and shit. Oh yeah, that part right there. Oh, test tube ass baby. That's right. So that was more common.
Yeah, it is, bro.
Right there. Test tube. There's a real such thing called a fucking test tube baby.
Test tube babies. For
that
real.
Shit there is just insane.
Ain't no denying it. They get mad comment stuff. Oh, you talking about they ain't human? Oh, go ahead, bro. You ain't human.
And the fact that they probably had children and everything, though, right? Because they could actually reproduce, right? Yeah. That is sick. Like these folks know they ain't even real. Like they know, man. God damn it.
And they look, bro. They get mad about it. They get mad about it just because we tell the truth. Stop playing with my shit, YouTube. They still gonna see it. Whoever wants to see it, who's drawn to it, supposed to see it. Y'all can't block this shit. Go ahead, bro. What you say?
They said Hitler did that too, didn't he? He created a whole race of people.
A race of beings.
Yeah, it must have been them incubator babies, right? They must have been.
Yep.
They must have been a German technology or something. I wonder what exhibit that was. That was probably the Germany exhibit or some shit.
They was doing it all over, bro. The video I did the other day showed all of them, like different ones, different damn incubator, damn baby. Come get your baby. Come paper. Bye.
Hold up. Wait a minute. So hold on. The babies was for sale? They was actually selling the babies?
Yeah, they was selling them.
They was adopting the incubator. Oh my goodness. I ain't never really looked into the research. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't looked into it. I just knew, you know what I'm saying, but I ain't never really take it serious like that, you know. But I ain't goddamn. So what you about to say to the soul? They're really selling them. What now?
Oh, I forgot, bro. What you say?
I ain't know they was really selling them for real. Like so.
Yes, man, they were selling them at the world fairs, bro. They was going to the world fairs to get the damn babies sometimes. Not at all of them, but some of them they had the babies for sale.
Wow. So these people are fully aware that they just bought a test tube baby for real.
Yeah, people be thinking like, you know, all people acting prejudiced. Like I always be saying, it's not about a prejudice shit. I'm not prejudiced. People think like certain stuff I say or whatever. And I'm like, well, damn, shit, they ain't human. What the fuck? They human, but they ain't the human. They ain't us. It's like,
Yeah,
I
some
don't
of
know
y'all
what to
might
say.
be,
I'm just telling the truth. I
but
can't
those
lie.
aren't. Right,
Yeah,
those aren't. Obviously,
it's
you know what
some
I'm
are test tubes. If they're not test tubes, they are dark seeds.
Degenerates.
Literally, they're seed. They're seed from.
It's the
What?
fact they degenerates. Even their own genetics tell them
Either
that.
way, y'all shit, they
Like
fucked
if
up.
you're shit, I mean,
Look.
if you're a mutation, that obviously telling you you're not the original. Period. If you're mutated,
Look.
if you have any mutation,
See?
infant incubators, man.
With living infants. That's when they started using infants. Who was going around talking about, oh, my infant? Shit, ain't nobody say no damn infant. It was their baby.
So you know they ain't care nothing about yours. You know what I mean? Like, man,
exactly.
God, man.
And then what's sad, brother said, look, see, check this out too. Brother said, can they reproduce? Some of them can, some of them cannot. It's depending on what genes they're mixing with. See, this is the mixing and shit with people. Mixing with people that ain't your solid damn race. And you don't even know what you're playing around with. I keep telling these brothers, they think it's some weird shit. Ain't nobody hating on nothing. Shit, if you want to play and tamper around with shit, go ahead. Help yourself. Just know what you don't know. Just know you don't know what you're getting into. Literally
That
getting
part.
into.
I was just thinking that you don't know what you're getting into.
For real.
Wow.
It ain't no game. And then what's bad is the ones, imagine the people, bro, that be going like 20 years or so, and they're just like, oh, I can't have a baby. I want a baby so bad. They go, oh, sure, come on over to the such and such, and we'll give you a baby. Shit, they fucking just implant a baby in their ass.
Straight like that.
Ain't nothing. They thinking this, oh, there's something wrong with me. Ain't nothing wrong with you, boo. You just came like that.
Don't even know it.
Don't even know it. Don't even know, because these people lie to their ass too. Keep the truth from them.
That part. They do not discriminate. And it's out there too. That's the thing about it. That is crazy.
Crazy. It's out there. You just gotta like go ahead, bro. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. No, go ahead. I just
Oh, this going into some other weird shit. Showing these are some old pictures they had. But this is like some of when they was coming over here. They was shipping. One of the books I read, bro. Check this out. It showed, and one of the newspapers we read, a couple of the newspapers, shit, like two different ones, and a paper that they used to take to the United States Post Office. It was from the UN, bro. They had to post it in the post office to let people know what was going on. It was showing what Navy ships was coming over. They had Navy ships coming from these different so-called places, bringing in people and this and that. All these people, when they start building over everything, man, they leave the proof of everything they ass do everywhere. Look, he gonna run the little people. Look, that ain't a little girl. Look at her. That's a grown ass woman.
All of it is fake too. That's the thing about it.
The dwarfs.
All that just like staged.
Exactly.
All of it staged. All of it.
Staged.
They said one of the World Fair builders, I think it was the largest one. I forget what state they said it was in, but they said that joker was like 26 or 27 acres or something like that. One building. I said, that is insane.
Insane, bro. Yes, Quinn. I was trying to put you on the other night, bro. You wasn't the dude in the chat was saying something. I didn't know what was going on. I'm like, let me go, because I don't want nobody thinking I'm weird and shit. You know how people be tripping with me, like they acting like I'm doing something. So yeah, I didn't know what was going on. But yeah, bro, this shit is real. Trying to put it out there, man. Y'all gotta know it don't have nothing to do with hate. I don't have. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, the whole idea of what you call it, like, well, I don't even know how to describe what it is, but really, like, it's basically like what this is. This derived the World Fair thing, which I ended up running into abnormally, and so that's why I've been interested in it lately, right? but it's a thing called a diorama. So and it's gonna go back into your Asian shit again.
It's called what, bro? Say that again.
Diorama.
Spell it for me. That sounds familiar.
DIORAMA.
I think we read this, bro. See, you ain't lying. We was the other day I was reading something. I could have sworn this word came up because that's why I'm like, damn, that sounds familiar. Now that I look at it, I'm not sure where, but it came up in something. I forget certain stuff you already know, but it is what it is. But yeah, go ahead, talk about it, bro, because you'll refresh my memory, I'm sure.
Well,
I could be wrong.
I'm just gonna read the definition of it, or whatever. It just it say the word diorama can either refer to a 19th century mobile theater device, right, or in modern usage, a three-dimensional full-size or miniature model, sometimes enclosed in a glass showcase for a museum. So they go into the World Fair. Remember they had that glass when they had, right? And so now the regular definition is a model representing a scene with three-dimensional figures, either in a miniature or large museum exhibit. And we know these were exhibits.
Yep, exhibits.
It's a historical, a scenic painting viewed through a peephole in which changes in color and direction of illumination simulate changes in the weather, time of day. Okay, it's this kicker right here. I'll check this one out. This is what World War III and all the shit we was World War II and shit we be seeing. Watch this. It's a miniature movie set used for special effects or animation.
Yep.
Okay. And the origin of it is dia, which means through, on the pattern of it's a panorama.
Panorama.
Panorama. Panorama.
That's that full.
Full view or something. That's right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Give you the full fitting as if it's really going down. Basically.
It's like that full view of like from one part or one scene to the other. You know how I think you was in the conversation. I don't know.
That's right. Like they following.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. You got it.
Oh, I was gonna say we was talking about the H spot. Like I be always saying the H spot. You know, there's always that hidden spot. It's a holographic. It's something else too. So in that one area you're seeing like you say the panorama. Like say you'll start over here where you'll turn your head so you can see all over here going all the way around, and then you're gonna stop. You can't see what's behind your head unless you like turn. You know what I'm saying? You're only going to be able to see this part that's within that panoramic view. So
that's right, like a camera panning around. Yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about, and I think the way they probably try to implement it in this too, as far as like a series too. You know what I mean? You know how it pan all the way around, like get the whole full view of a thing, because I think that's what they were doing with their videos, right? So like they were making it seem like it was a World War this and a World War that and a World War this. You know what I'm saying? All these were not World War, but different wars or whatever. They were implementing all of those, duplicating all of them, like you were saying, like Civil Wars and all that type of stuff. You see what I'm saying? So
yes, because they want people. It was a how can I say, bro? It was a. This is part of all the history. This is part of the. You know how I be saying the spell binding, right?
That's right.
So the spell binding of the mind, the mental twisting. Because you know the mind is the most powerful. So what, like, just like how people always be like focused on the land, and you know, like between like the Moors, the Aboriginals, you know, different communities be arguing about, oh, the land, this I came here, this and that. Okay, I get that, but the important part is it's not really about the battle of that land. It's the battle of the mind. This is the part I'm trying to shift people to. This is why I be going into all this different shit just to put it out there. The whole thing is. It's the mind. It's the battle of the mind. So since it's the battle of the mind, it makes people focus on the physical, all the physical aspects of shit. So now where people are thinking about, oh, my land, my land, my land, it is the land. But see, it's what's landing in your mind. What is in your mind? What are you perceiving? What do you think or feel? Like people like, oh, I gotta go buy me some land because they done took all our land. We need land. Everybody gotta buy land because we can get our shit back. Da da da. Why do I gotta buy some shit that's already fucking mine? That sounds retarded and stupid. I wish I would go pay for any damn thing. If I had the bread right now, shit, I'd go somewhere, see what's vacant. I'll be like, oh, here go a bunch of woods. I'll pay somebody to move that shit out the way, and I start building on my shit. Who gonna tell me I can't build right here?
No bullshit, so you can literally do that.
Bro,
too.
I keep telling people, they be killing me with this. We need to buy land. We gonna find this so we can build a nation. Well, shit, let's start building that shit. What the fuck y'all waiting on? Who got
That's
the bread?
what they doing, so
think it's a
they
game,
doing
bro.
exactly what you just said. They doing exactly the same thing.
Bro, I just did a live on this shit last week saying this. I'm telling you, people playing around. People, they literally, my homegirl was telling me, oh, I went to buy my mom's house and they was knocking down the trees. They finna build this place, da da da. I was like, yeah. I said, this is what the fuck they do. I'm sorry, excuse my mom.
And I'm like, this belong to her mama, and she don't even know it.
They've been doing this. I said, they've been doing this. This is all they do. They bring their ass someplace that don't belong to their ass, and they start building on some shit. They act like it's theirs. It ain't theirs. Who the hell are you to come from another damn land and country and come say that you paid somebody for something? Who the hell you paid? Who is they? The county. The county of who? What county? Who gave them some damn land? When was the county born on this shit? What are y'all even talking about?
And what's sad about it, so like the law actually tell you that though.
People think I'm crazy. I got cursed out and called all kind of bees and everything else when I got up on the panel to start talking about this one day because the dude's on there talking about, oh, buying this land, I'm buying this, and I'm looking like, well, shit, dude, wasting your money. Like,
I mean,
why you doing
it ain't nothing wrong with doing it if you want to, you know what I mean, to save you the headache and all that type of stuff, you know what I mean. But at the end of the day, the person that you think you buying it from, they took it. They don't own it. You know what I mean? Shit. They just making you think that you could listen.
Or they what they do, they sit and come and get the shit and put a stake or a place on that shit. They bring these nasty, filthy ass animals and shit. Don't only got the blue. You'll be riding down the damn countryside and shit. You'll see a big, huge ass field. It be some damn cows and shit. You looking like, well, damn, why the cows sitting on the damn land? Shit, they done wouldn't put the cows and shit on there to act like they own some land or some shit. Then next thing you know, they'll start building on the shit whenever they want to, or acting like they own it, or sell it to somebody else acting like they owned it.
That's right. And then file a claim after a while and actually be able to own it.
They ain't playing with me though. They can fool these other damn people. Shit, I'm on their ass and I be seeing all this shit. I mean, let me only talk about it. I guess that's why I don't get no cash apps and shit like that. Because I won't get my bread right because they already know our shit will be straight. They wouldn't be wandering around here talking all this dumb shit about trying to build some shit. It'll be built the hell up.
No bullshit. And the thing about it is, so is that like what you just said, I really believe that about the energy, the power that be though. Like I think they really are tracking every single person. It's not a game. Like we think it's a game, and it's not. Like when you born, they are tracked because they really believe in this stuff. They like astrology and all that. You know what I mean? They really trying to work these powers. They paying attention to what's going on. So okay, you born in this time, so you're gonna be more likely to do this and do that.
They so trapped though. Wisdom in the physical shit. This is the thing. That's why I'm saying this is why they keep their ass trapped on. Oh, the land. Oh, I got to buy some land. I got to work a job 8 hours a day so I can get this cash. So I can do this. So I can do it. They keep them trapped up in all this physical shit so they can get to the real shit. Because really, literally, if we'd probably had some shit by now if everybody was on my tip. If everybody was paying attention to me when I did the 999 fasting around here, me and a couple of my people that be in the chat. When we did the 999 fast, I manifested stuff. I'm gonna just say it. So I don't know what they did because I didn't do it live on and asking nobody. But if everybody was on the same shit I was on, bro, if everybody was really paying attention and not playing around or being hating and trying to make people look like shit and doing all this casting out of people and shit, you can go cast your ass out because I know something wrong with your ass. Dead ass. I don't need you. I don't play games with people. I ain't gonna be disrespecting none of that shit because I'm not here to play games with people. I'm here to get this information out here. I'm here for my people to know what's going on so we can get this shit together and they can help me. We could pull together. We could do some shit because I can't do it on my damn own. Anybody that ain't with it, you got a problem. If you don't see what I'm doing, something wrong with your ass. Period. You can call it ego, whatever you want. That's straight facts because I don't play games with nobody. I don't front. I don't got to do shit for no damn body because don't nobody do shit for me. But we playing games out here right now. We need to really be on our shit. And I'm tired of people playing for real. Go ahead, bro. Shit. Let me mute for a second.
You got to show them better. You can tell them that's my thing though. So you know, I don't even really. I just try to do me the best I can because I already know for real, I'm the only one in this motherfucker. So you know, I just try to go for what I know. And you know, you got to show a motherfucker better. You can tell them nowadays, especially nowadays, and it's always been that way. You know, people go off what they see. You know, no matter what you tell them, but once they see you doing it, then they come around the corner. And that's crazy because you would think, you know, because most people, they'd be like, hey, I don't need you now. I got it going on. So shit, fuck you. You know what I mean? But the thing about it is that that's really just how it goes, though. You ever think about like the people that get rich, then that's when people start giving them something for free. You know what I mean? Like, why do you give
Ain't
a
that
rich
crazy?
person something for free?
Backwards.
That's the dumbest shit ever, right? Exactly.
Right.
So that just goes to show, man, like it's all about brainwashing. And it
I
just,
know you with
it's
me,
sad,
bro.
but it's fair.
Shout out to J Mike. That's my bro right there for sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that shit crazy.
Yeah.
Just be making me think, man, like
People just don't be knowing what they can do though. So I think that's really what it is. Like you really gotta be thoroughly convinced in your own mind about anything to make a move. You know, people can tell you good, you know. Yeah.
Say it, bro. Say that. It's time. Ain't nobody got time for games. It's time for us to
get
get our
I'm
shit
going to cop me something. So however I gotta do it, whether I gotta take it or I gotta buy it, don't make no difference to me. You know
that's what I'm saying.
Shit.
Look, make more sense to me, bro, to take that bread and start building some shit instead of buying some shit to build on. That's double the work for what?
Hey, but you did that right though now.
We ain't got struggle around here. What you talking about?
You did that's right. Because the thing about it is, so they didn't convince me so much when I read the laws about it. You know what I mean? When you just read it, they got laws on the books that support it. So
look at that.
That you can really go take something, put you a fence around, like you said, build your homestead.
Just did live on it, bro. Literally, not. I mean, I know you probably like, damn, sis. Literally, bro. Just did a live on it Sunday. I had the brother Though Hustles come up here. Literally broke all the shit down. Told you what to do. The 4x4s with the fucking bricks. Take that shit down.
No shit.
Go to the law with this. Yo, literally changed the. Yo, he broke the whole. Come on, bro.
See, now he talking about actually taking a motherfucker house. And they say you can do that too. But I don't think my nuts that big to do that. You're like, damn, yeah, nigga, ain't nobody in that motherfucker. It been vacant for all this time, bro. That's free game. You can really do that there. You really can, according to their law. Because they said they mentioned that too. You know what I mean? But I was just talking about just bare land itself or whatever.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
I'm saying, bro, shit, all of it, shit. Ain't no choice around here.
Yeah, right. So say y'all running around here talking about y'all own the land and it's yours. Act like it then. Go take something.
Come on, act like it. This our shit.
Take some. Shit.
Take some. Bogart, what's up?
For real. That's what they did. They came and took something.
What they say? Who gonna check me?
Yeah, who gonna check me? What you gonna do? You know what I'm saying?
Back. Bring it then. Bring it.
What's up?
I'm ready to fight for mine. Let's get it.
I stay looking at that shit. So I'm like, hold on, that goddamn, it is saying what it's saying, ain't it? And then my next step is gonna be to go talk to some realtors or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know,
look at this. Here go another one. The misfits, bro. I just want you to check this real quick. I'm flicking through pics again. look, arm missing. Look, she got a look like a little girl in the face, but you know it's a grown woman. Look.
You think that's a grown woman? So
look at it.
Wow.
Look. You could tell,
they're
bro.
Short, huh? That's why you were saying about the midgets. Okay, I got you saying.
She's not really that short though. She's probably normal size. She missing a whole freaking arm. Her clothes even sold normally like that.
I got what you're saying.
And look at the face. It's like the face is like it's kind of a miniature face. You see the face compared to the body. Look at it.
Like she didn't fully develop what you're saying, right?
Right, didn't develop correctly.
Yeah. And you know what? That's
a
lot of because that's where you get the pair of people. That's where you get the pair of people from too. Is that the yolk don't come all the way out the sack? You know what I'm saying? And that's where they don't become a full or whatever a full person. That's really why you get the mutations and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Look, bringing these people. Look at them. They all in the same uniform. They dressed all that. They came over here. They told, oh yeah, come on, y'all. Hey, let's go get it together. And you're gonna move to a new land. We're gonna get your new place. We're gonna just build everything. We're reconstructing. We're destructing everything. We're excavating and moving shit out. And we're building over people. We're burying their ass underground alive. They ain't telling them that part. That's what they did. We're burying their ass underground alive because they got the underground towns because they going town to town in these railroads and they just be doing stuff and transporting goods and shit. So since they doing all that, we're gonna take over the town. We're going to do what they're doing, but we're going to build over there. We're going to make our own shit. We're going to make a GMO town and make everything, whatever people are left, we're going to start mixing with them, and we're going to make sure this is our shit. That's what they did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, people with the two heads, too. We showed them the other day, too. I showed me and Zoe did a video on all these freaking freaks and shit. Y'all look on my page. Y'all see it. It's all kind of weird stuff. All kind of weird stuff from these creatures they create and playing with. Then they'll be talking about something. Oh, God is perfect. God ain't gonna create the most perfect thing or make something a misfit. Do that make sense to y'all? Y'all be thinking, oh yeah, God just made a mistake. Yeah, a child or something may come out with something wrong with them or deformed in a way if you're not doing the right thing. Shit, if your ass being slack and you're not taking care of yourself, you're not eating correctly. You letting these people put infrared beams, which we went over that, what the ultrasound and the X-rays and all that do to the baby. We just showed it again. You letting these people do that. They're giving you these tablets. Oh, take these prenatal tablets. Oh, they need this for the fetus field development. What the hell is you talking about? My fetus gonna develop with me. That's what it do normally. That's shit natural. Doing all this, giving the baby formula with all these steroids and all kind of nasty stuff all in it. So yeah, you may have a deformed child by that, but like naturally, God ain't gonna make nothing that's absurd. I don't think. I just truly don't believe that. So anything that comes in that way has to have something to do with that's something that's a misfit, either a black gendered from the black seed, or either a generated being that's a misfit. Period. Red square. Oh, two mouth and stomach face. He said,
yeah. Shit, I'm gonna come more rounds on these YouTube streets and so. Well, I definitely enjoyed chopping it up with you for real. I'm gonna try to get my ass up and take my ass to sleep tonight, so I don't need to be up too late. You know what I mean?
All right, bro. Appreciate you
shut down in a minute anyway.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay, no problem at all.
No, I say I appreciate you stopping through, bro. You already know, anytime. Always a good build with you.
It was definitely a pleasure. Have a good night, so peace.
All right, you too.
All right.
Yes, guys. So y'all know we looked at this, right? Some of these pictures. Look, even this. Let me show this again for anybody that didn't see it. Look at the telegraph. This shit was here when they brought their ass here. Here they go with their uniformed ass coming in. Oh, come on, guys. They got it all ready for you. Everything that we built. They shipping people in by the thousands and thousands and hundreds of thousands. One thing was showing when they shipped over like 650,000 damn people. Bring them people over here. Man, come on, man. Dang, I'm going to finish this. It's getting, we at what, 3 hours and 30 minutes? Yeah, we're going to end it here, y'all. I wanted to finish. I could play the last 7 minutes, make it at 3:30 for y'all. With Yapabe, this video was awesome. Me and bro got to chopping it up, and I just got lost in track, but I wanted y'all to hear that. Maybe I'll play, it only got about 6 minutes, actually, when I'm going to play. So let's finish this out, guys. This has been a great, awesome build for us to interact, guys. I love to be able to converse with other people. Wisdom, appreciate him again. He brought some other things to the table to actually pull up so you guys can get visual and more in-depth information on certain things. So I appreciate him for that. And yeah, we're going to listen to the rest of this and we'll be out after this, guys. It's been a pleasure. You know, my chat is every freaking thing. Y'all what? Y'all everything. That's all I'm going to say. Y'all already know. It is what it is. All right. Soul Stars.
Many bleached out pale-skinned people are running on the reservation today claiming to be the people that they found here, and either they don't know how they got in this position because it wasn't handed down, or they know and they're attempting to steal someone else's status. And I'm going to go with the first. I submit that maybe at the very top some of those know, but I think probably in the rank and file, as in all rank and file, people do not know. So these individuals connected themselves to us, and as long as we had a sovereign status, they had a sovereign status. The people that were lording over them did not appreciate the fact that the people here helped give their subject property and debtors some sort of sovereignty and sovereign status. So they tricked them and got them on some whole color stuff. And in this whole color game that they play, they were able to entice these people to use color and based on color to oppress, suppress, and murder and kill us all.
That's right.
Because this is part of the way of stealing the lands and the rights and everything else
sis.
from the autochthonous people here who then were sovereign, but now are not any longer. And once the sovereignty was taken away from those of us or our predecessors that helped give them sovereignty, once ours was gone, so was theirs. So that's the position we're in now. We do not have sovereignty at this point. We were sovereign people. We are the children and descendants of sovereign people, but the descendants of the sovereign people that were found here have been very much subjugated and subordinated, for lack of a better term. And again, you are only sovereign if you are completely and totally self-sufficient.
Self-sufficiency means
it's a problem.
I don't need y'all ass for shit.
You cannot be calling yourself sovereign. No such thing as a sovereign citizen. You rely on other people's finances, other people's employment, other people's grocery stores just to sustain yourself. In order to be sovereign, you must be completely and totally self-sufficient. Again, go watch the Eddie Murphy movie Coming to America. In that movie, he and his family and the people of his country were sovereign. Okay? He and his family more sovereign than the people of his country, but he was a sovereign person. He had a sovereign country, and people were sovereign people. We're not sovereign individuals. We're not a sovereign country, and we're not sovereign people. Our people are not sovereign because they're not self-sufficient. It's really unfortunate. So when we were on our land initially, or should I say our ancestors, elders, predecessors, whatever you want to call them, when they were on the land, they were sovereign. They were self-sufficient. They could feed themselves. They could clothe themselves. They can house themselves without anybody's permission, consent, without anybody's licensing, paying anybody taxes, without using anybody else's Federal Reserve notes, papers, or whatever the heck it is that they want to call so-called money, without anybody else dictating where you could move and couldn't move, where you could build and couldn't build. And this is what the Europeans found so fascinating, why they called this the land of the free, because everything was free. Because there was more than enough to go around. And there still is more than enough to go around. You have a bunch of greedy, control freak hoarders that want to steal and take everything from everyone, like it's their own personal commodity, and they own it all. But that's what, because when they, a lot of them started showing up, going, oh, mine, throwing up fences, meeting people at gunpoint, cutting off your hands, cutting off your feet, shooting you, accusing you of being a thief, accusing you of stealing stuff that your people have been accessing freely for millennia. Now you have to go through some strange foreign person you don't know, never heard of, on your own land that came from somewhere else, jumped off some boat, dictating to you and telling you have to pay them for access. You got to go through them for permission to do everything on your own land in the habitat of your ancient foremothers and forefathers, the ancient American mound builders, that you are the progeny and descendant or posterity and children of the ancient American mound builders. That's who you are. They were sovereign because somebody has intercepted your access to your own habitat. Now you're not. Our people are not sovereign citizens. And I know people get pissed when I say it, but melanin rich people of America, the autochthonous Americans that were here first, from the source, from the beginning, aborigine, from the first, were sovereign prior to the arrival of Europeans. Not only were we sovereign prior to the arrival of...
Look at them, shipping their ass over. Prior to the arrival of these freaking nitrogen ass freaking black beans. Look at this. These black folks, these black ass people that they want to keep trying to call us when they know they the black ones, the black seeds.
Europeans. Some of the Europeans that were being horrendously abused, mistreated, and
Here's another one.
Damaged, were allowed to not become us, not become subordinate to us, not become superior to us, but to attach their sovereignty to ours. Like we erected the American thing and helped them erect the United States for them, not for us.
All our technology that they've been using, that they stole from us, they act like they bring it back new. They act like this electric cars was something brand new. Oh, you can get an electric car. Look, they had electric auto chairs for the St. Louis World's Fair. The World's Fair. Look, electric chair. Here's another incubator with a nice little infant in it for you. Let's see.
For them, because we were already sovereign, okay? The Europeans that were here were enslaved, and they were debtors
Enslaved.
and servants and
Look at them.
subjects,
Look at them.
property of the church, the crown, and the international bank. You follow what I'm saying? Now, these individuals that had no sovereignty, some of them ran, actually thousands and thousands and thousands of them ran amongst our people. This is why so many bleached out, pale-skinned people are running on the reservation today, claiming to be the people that they found here, and either they don't know how they got in this position because it wasn't handed down, or they know and they're attempting to steal someone else's status. And I'm going to go with the first. I submit that maybe at the very top some of those know, but I think probably in the rank and file, as in all rank and file, people do not know. So these individuals connected them.
Real quick, I want you guys to see this picture right here, particularly. You see what they were doing right there? They were doing some kind of worship. You see this statue? Look behind them. Y'all see how these clouds and everything are back there? I don't know if you guys can tell, but yeah, I'm just putting you onto that.
Self to us. And as long as we had a sovereign status, they had a sovereign status. The people that were lording over them did not appreciate the fact that the people here helped give their subject property and debtors some sort of sovereignty and sovereign status. So they tricked them and got them on some whole color stuff. And in this whole color game that they play, they were able to entice these people to use color, and based on color, to oppress, suppress, and murder and kill us off.
More uniform beings.
Because this is part
Look
of the
at
way
them.
of stealing the land and
Uniform.
the rights and everything else.
Y'all notice
From
they be uniformed
our
all the time?
people here who then were sovereign, but now are not any longer. And once the sovereignty was taken away from
Some of
those
them
of
look
us, or
weird
our
as hell, too.
predecessors, that helped give them sovereignty, once ours was gone, so was theirs. So that's the position we're in now. We do not have sovereignty at this point. We were a sovereign people. We are the children and descendants of sovereign people, but the descendants of the sovereign people that were found here have been very much subjugated.
See the slaves?
For lack.
See the slaves? These are the Slavs. These were the Slavs. They came, they were sitting by the Capitol trying to figure out where to go. They were sitting out and, they placed people as they got stuff built.
A better term. And again, you are only sovereign if you are completely and totally self-sufficient. So, it's a problem, and this is another reason why you cannot be calling yourself sovereign. No such thing as a sovereign citizen.
More uniform people. Look at them. Y'all think this is a game, don't you? I told y'all all this stuff is a book, a game, a play. They have us playing a part in it we did not want to play. They've constructed all these fake ass stories, all the stealing, all the implanting of this nasty, disgusting seed everywhere, whitening out everything so they can act like it's theirs, trying to take over everything that's been ours forever.
You rely on other people's finances, other people's employment, other people's grocery stores just to sustain yourself. In order to be sovereign, you must be completely and totally self-sufficient. Again, go watch the Eddie Murphy movie Coming to America. In that movie, he and his family and the people of his country were sovereign.
Look at all the buildings.
He and his family more sovereign than the people of his country, but he was a sovereign.
All of these buildings were here when they came. Look at them. They didn't come here and build this shit. It was already here. Look at them. Look at all these buildings. Look at them. They tore down most of them, redid them to make them of their stature, so it wouldn't have our masonry.
The person, he had a sovereign country, and people were sovereign people. We're not sovereign individuals. We're
Shipping
not
them
a
in.
sovereign country, and we're not sovereign.
Shipping them in by the boats
People
and
are
the
not
train
sovereign because
loads.
they're not self-sufficient. It's really unfortunate. So when we were on our land initially, or should I say,
Didn't I tell y'all they shipped the babies in too? They shipped in the babies by the trains, and then the people would get the babies. See, they were waiting on them to come in, the babies. The arrival of the babies. The arrival of the babies.
our ancestors, ancestors, elders, predecessors, whatever you want to call them, when they were on the land, they were sovereign. They were self-sufficient. They could feed themselves. They could clothe themselves. They can house themselves without anybody's permission, consent, without anybody's licensing, paying anybody taxes, without using anybody else's Federal Reserve notes, papers, or whatever the heck it is that they want to call so-called money, without anybody else dictating where you could move and couldn't move.
What they say? It's a state right on applications.
You could build and couldn't build, and this is what the Europeans found so fascinating, why they called this the land of the free, because everything was free, because there was more than enough to go around, and there still is.
Fake ass picture they tried to construct. You see it? They were blending in with the building. The shit not even right.
More than enough to go around. You have a bunch of greedy, control freak hoarders that want to steal and take everything from everyone, like it's their own personal commodity, and they own it all. But that's what, because when they, a lot of them started showing up, going, oh, mine, throwing up fences, meeting people at gunpoint, cutting off your hands, cutting off your feet, shooting you, accusing you of being a thief, accusing you of stealing stuff that your people have been accessing freely for millennia. Now you have to go through some strange.
This China, believe it or not, China masonry.
Foreign person you don't know, never heard of, on your own land, that came from somewhere else, jumped off some boat, dictating to you and telling you have to pay them for access. You got to go through them for permission to do everything on your own land in the habitat of your ancient foremothers and forefathers. The
all
ancient
this rebuilt
American
land
mound
over.
builders, that you are the progeny and descendants,
all the masonry,
posterity and children of the ancient American mound builders. That's who you are.
Yeah, that's who you are.
They were sovereign because somebody has intercepted your access to your own habitat. Yeah. Now you're not.
That part. So guys, it's been a long build. We a little over the 3:30 point. I thought it was going to be about 6 more minutes. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Yeah. A lot of information, make sure you guys don't be shy to share the information, Yeah, they inherited the buildings, our rights, our lands, our cells, our DNA, our ancestry. Like, damn. Yeah, the stork hit different now, don't it, bro? That's why they were showing you the stork, right? I already know, bro, on it. They were showing you that stork, the stork delivering the baby, right? With that little hat. Remember the little hat the stork had on? It wasn't just a little stork. He had a little hat on. The symbolization. Yep. Stork bringing the baby in the little bundle. Yeah. Yep. Cinnamon on them trains. Y'all seen it. They said the arrival of the babies. Then the big babies came in. The ones they started putting in the slave. Those ones they slipped in. The teenagers, they were more. Those were slaves for servitude, and probably sex slaves for some of the freaky weirdos. Stuff like that. Yes. Gratitude to you guys, my awesome chat. All right, guys, I'm about to get out of here, and you have a great one. Make sure you guys soar high tonight. Get up tomorrow in great spirits with something awesome to do and, make difference in your life. All right. Peace, love, blessings. And I'm actually going to play one more jam if I get out of here. One jam before I get out of here. I haven't played any songs, I don't think, today. Let me play something if I get out of here. On my paper. No, let me find something real quick for y'all. What do I want to play? Let me play some Aboriginal music. I was going to play something different, but that album music be hitting so different. Hitting so different. Who I'm gonna play? I had a couple of favorites, y'all already know, but we're gonna play Fire on the way out. Fire on the way out. Peace, love, and everything.
Enemy of my tribe, I mine, so what's happening?
What's happening?
Government and all, I crossed the line, so what's happening?
What's happening?
My ancestors wouldn't like you cross the line, so what's happening? We original, y'all GMO, y'all lying.
Y'all GMO.
I need you. Oh yeah, I need you. I do this for my need you. I need you.
That conductor had said, bro.
Should've left me where I was, cause I ain't never scared. Took that little ice off my neck for this girl head. My nation, my need you, someone thorough said. Real Americans, still pure blood, we thoroughbred. I'm like, let my people go and just take me instead. When it's red or blue pill, I'm only choosing red. I'ma always choose my people, you can keep that bread. Our government owe a trillion, you can keep that bread. If it's one thing Jim Crow is shot. I don't want no white folks ruling over me. I don't want no politicians ruling over me. I don't want no po-po ruling over me. Only somebody just like me gon' treat me like me. I'm Ian Cherokee, the chief and Dr. Gia Lee. I'm still a G like DST. You might not diss G's me. You think you free, but you need remedy to diss me. I'm from the hood, I'm still waking up my people. They got it. Still hating on my people. When it comes to fashion, the whole world wanna be like us. When it comes to music, the whole world wanna be like us. When it comes to dancing, the whole world wanna be like us. Foreigners who doing everything, trying to weaken us. Sports, y'all can't fuck with us. Rhythm, know we killing y'all. Anything involve a ball. Mentally, we figured out the cosmos. After all, inventing shit, we smashing y'all. It's time to take through asking y'all rights by blood after all. Vatican and the Smithsonian got all our shit. Artifacts and relics still keeping us away from it. When they say that was a long time ago, that's racist shit. Y'all holding and keep stolen shit. We don't need y'all holding it. Reverse engineering our technology, controlling it. No soul in it. I ain't go see the new Matrix cause I'm living it. Everything is not what it seems, but I'm killing it. Can you afford to pay attention who you living with? Now they trying to mandatory vax, but is you getting it? Fall back off my knees, I'm peeping y'all tactics. This ain't no earth war. This is galactics. Goddesses and gods warming up like practice. We gon' put arrows on your chest like that. Mongoloids can't style like us. Them fake natives ain't wild like us. They ain't got a soul, destiny as a child like us. Nobody power like us. Nobody peace pipe like us. Boxing, y'all can't fight like us. Nobody lost they right like us. Wake them up, I'm in the way. Say too much, I'm in the way. They trying to kill us anyway, so listen what I'm finna say. Everybody, our kids, we raised y'all anyway. What they since it's finna say. Everybody ain't here to stay. Is you with us or against us? Ain't no in between. I'm a non-ether being, not a human being. I'm fucking 1492, but all my allies what to do. Renegade got clips for days. Be careful, I advise you to. Yeah, my tribe of mine, so what's happening? Government and all, y'all cross the line, so what's happening? My ancestors wouldn't like you cross the line, so what's happening? We original, y'all GMO, y'all lying. I do this for my need you. Oh yeah, I need you. I do this for my need you. I do this for my need you.